What is your beef? Why do you have such a problem with me?
Can we get the real Andy? I would prefer the real Andy.
Oh, let's get the real Max. I'll take off my mask when you take off your mask, brother.
Because who's your new favorite YouTuber, Ian, that wanted to be on the show with us?
The Madman. The Madman.
Mad Movie Man.
Let's bring on Max Movies because he scares the living shit out of me. Hold on.
Oh, wow.
Mad Max says, I think you should apologize. Right? I'm sitting here in a goddamn torn down pool house.
I don't even know who
The
you
pool house
are.
is torn apart. Okay, it's torn apart because I'm remodeling on my $70 webcam. Okay, I'm no better than you.
Movie Madness Entertainment. Welcome.
Welcome to MMB Live. Do you smell what the Max is cooking? Tonight, we're talking about wrestling and how I'm interested in wrestling again because of The Rock. How are you doing, Brian?
Hey,
When's the last time you were interested in wrestling?
that was a very long time ago. In the current product, yeah, it's been a long time.
Now that Vince McMahon is out, regardless of the controversy, and The Rock is running things, and I've never let me hold on a second. Let me prepare for this clip out because this is important. Because I'm really, hey, Joe, how's it going, Joe?
I was making pee-pee tinkles.
That's great. We're talking about man stuff.
Yeah.
Not tinkles.
No, you don't tinkle?
No.
Oh.
It's always a blast to stream. I don't think
it's the British word for getting drunk.
It's like a freaking geyser.
That might be a problem.
It only gets stronger when I'm older.
Yeah, you gotta see a doctor.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. So, do you like wrestling, Joe?
I used to, back like in the 80s.
Yeah.
Do you like The Rock, Joe?
What's that?
Do you like The Rock?
No. I did.
I know.
Until he sabotaged Shazam.
Shazam, yes. Shazam. He's already a heel to you.
Yeah, I don't like although I have mixed feelings. I watched his sitcom, Young Rock.
I love that. It's just called Rock. Young Rock is with Chris Rock.
No, it was called Young Rock. That was the title.
Oh, was it? I watched it. I can't remember. I thought it was just called The Rock.
Yeah, no, I his father was a main character on the show, and he really kind of made his father out to be this great guy, which I guess on one hand I can't terribly blame him. Like, you want to paint your family in the best light, but it's all BS. Like, I read about what his father was really like, and his father was a pretty creepy dude.
Well, how are you going to do that about your dad?
I guess
you're not. I mean, he's got rose tinted glasses, I guess, for his father.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, his father was accused of like assaulting women and stuff.
Well, I don't know if they're
changed my whole outlook on the show when I found out what his dad was really like.
Yeah, well, they do cover some of that in the show. They kind of cover some of the stuff that his dad does. But yes,
sorry.
Okay, so if you are just getting here, please smash the like button.
All right,
if you're
Offensive Player of the Year. Oh.
If you're a new viewer, please subscribe and hit the notification bell. It really, really means a lot if you just go that little extra and like the video. It's a big ask for nowadays. I don't know what it is. It's just YouTube viewers do not really engage as much as they used to. I'm not shaming anyone. I'm just asking that you please consider doing that.
I don't know. It seems like you're shaming.
No, I'm not shaming.
Yeah.
No,
I feel pretty shamed because I don't think I like like 8 streams.
Did you see? Wow.
I mean, I didn't even watch them, to be fair. Like, I probably shouldn't have said anything. Oh, that was mean.
That was pretty mean. You hurt my feelings. Look, Joe's crying. Don't make Joe cry. Oh, Joe. That was Oh,
I
I
feel
was
that. Dude.
spending the day with Todd Tuckey from TNT Amusements. There'll be a video coming, but I spent all
oh,
day
that
with
sounds
Todd
interesting.
Tuckey. And it was a long day. I was with him from 9 a.m. till like 4. And you wouldn't, we were supposed to be shooting a video, and he sells arcade games to pinball machines. That's what he does. That's his business. And you would think going around his warehouse shooting on a Thursday afternoon, it wouldn't be that busy. You wouldn't believe the number of people who walked in off the street to buy a pinball machine in the middle of the afternoon on a Thursday.
Wow.
I'm like, wow, I wouldn't expect there to be a rush on pinball machines, during 9 to 5 on a Thursday, but
especially on a
remember
Thursday.
there wasn't.
Well, that's interesting. I'm looking forward to that video. Make sure to remind me. I'm going to check that out. But I know you're not a fan of The Rock, Joe. But do you? And I'm on. This is an honest question because I'm shocked, especially by my fellow YouTubers that are wrestling fans that have been keeping, that are really interested in wrestling. And I'm just shocked at the amount of crying that I've seen on the internet because The Rock took Roman Reigns' spot for a title match. And I just don't know what is wrong with people. And I love all of you. Lots of people, our own Anthony Beltry of MME was crying about it. And he's not even here.
Well, he doesn't like The Rock at all, does he?
No, he doesn't like The Rock at all. But I'm like, and Brian taught me this. Brian always was saying this about YouTubers. He's like, don't heel versus baby. He's a heel. You're falling for it. I don't know why people got so butthurt about The Rock doing this. And it just got more attention and made wrestling popular than it's been in a while, I think. I think lots of people were interested with that, with what's his name having the scandal and no longer being in charge at all. The Rock taking over, and he's going full heel because he is the how long has one of the owners of WWE, Brian?
It's
been
part
a
of the
villain.
gimmick, dude.
Yes,
I'm telling you right now. It goes the
history.
dastardly owner goes back all
I
the
even
way
know
to,
that, and I don't follow
to
wrestling.
Stone Cold versus freaking Vince McMahon, all the way back even further. Like the heel promoter is a gimmick, dude. Come on, get out of here. Stop
I don't know why. I'm honestly shocked at the amount of people that
honestly,
follow wrestling
I bet you
religiously.
if you look back into history, his grandfather was King Mauna Kea or Iakia, or whatever,
and his grandmother too was,
and
also
his grandmother was part of the wrestling. His father, his mother. Okay. Anyways, etc., etc. But what I'm saying is that he was a promoter of the Hawaiian territory. So it's like, and he was a heel promoter. So it's like, dude, it goes back. Like, come on, dude. Just
so
stop.
Brian, explain to me why
it's
why
like
people
Triple
are
H
so
taking
upset.
the title 10 years ago. Come on,
But listen. I'm not going to say the thing that
I don't
really
even watch
makes
wrestling, guys. God damn it, man! What the hell's wrong with you people?
No, I know, but I'm saying,
well, no. If you actually watch wrestling and don't understand this, that's where it bothers me.
No, I'm just shocked at the amount of people that were really angry, like real anger. Like I'm talking
like Mark.
I'm talking like Dylan Mulvaney Bud Light anger towards The Rock. Like, what are they doing? It's oh my god. And I'm not getting into that, but I'm just saying.
No. What I'm saying is like there's a term in wrestling. It's called a mark.
Yeah.
Okay, and that goes all the way back to the carnival days. And a mark is like in a con game. Like if you're playing a carnival game or something like that, you're like, okay, that dude over there, that's my mark. Yeah. So I'm gonna do whatever it takes to get him to throw his money into my machine. Okay. Yeah. So a fan that falls for that is called a mark.
Okay.
Okay. They're a bunch of marks. It's cool.
Okay, so they are marks. Well, how come so many adult men were crying about this last week, Brian?
Because they're marks.
Even though they've been fans forever.
The worst part of it is
wrestling is fake thing. That's not cool because it's art.
They're smart marks. That's the worst part. They know better. They should know better.
They should know better.
That's the whole point.
Okay.
And they don't. And then
Well,
that's why it's like
Joe
no,
seems so intrigued with this topic. We're not going to do the whole topic.
Well-
We're not going to do the whole stream on it, Joe. Don't worry.
I just think we need to bring back the greatest wrestler of all time. The greatest wrestler, the greatest heel wrestler, just the greatest of all time. The intergender wrestling champion of the world, Mr. Andy Kaufman.
Yes.
I mean, let's just be honest.
And
Wrestling
he
hasn't been as
wrestled
good since we lost Andy.
not only that, he went up against Jerry the King Lawler. Okay.
Mhm.
No,
Yeah.
Andy Kaufman is actually a big inspiration to why I was wearing a mask and everything at the beginning of YouTube when I was carrying a bat. I was kind of like the heel towards other YouTubers almost. Do you see that, Brian? You see that angle?
Yeah.
I love
okay.
Andy Kaufman.
I can go back to it a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah. But let's get to this interview that just I want to do reaction to this. This is just so freaking amazing. From The Rock doing an interview calling people crybabies. I was like, oh my God, he's leaning into it so hard. It's so great.
Damn right. It's
It's so great. So let's actually get to the reaction, get our thoughts, and then we'll cover some other topics. Okay. This is just amazing. I don't even know what this show is. Do you know what this show is?
the Pat McAfee show. Yeah.
Okay. Let's do a reaction to this. Joe, I know you're not a fan of The Rock, but you could appreciate him calling grown men crybabies, right?
I mean, I suppose.
I suppose. Okay.
I mean, y'all tend to do that on somewhat nightly.
It's called hashtag PMS Live. What the? Okay. All right, here we go.
Cody Crybabies, yeah.
Oh, okay, all right. Okay, got it. I didn't know the name that was coming.
It was the Cody Crybabies.
Yeah, okay.
And
Cody
these are
Crybabies, yeah.
grown-ass men. And Cody gotta finish his story.
Come on! That's great! This makes me want to watch the next wrestling event.
Also, from a business standpoint, as someone who's not a wrestling fan, and I'm not a wrestling fan these days. I don't follow current wrestling. Everyone in the world knows who The Rock is.
Yes.
I've never heard of this guy Cody until this
it
week.
helped him. I'm sure
I've never heard of him till this week.
And
So you're telling me from
people know Roman Reigns, yes.
I didn't know him either. But from a business standpoint,
this is a win-win.
How are you going to get people in with a name like The Rock? Because everyone in the world knows The Rock. I don't know who the hell Cody is.
Yeah. Well, also when he did it,
Cody Rhodes, he's the son of Dusty Rhodes, who is like a famous wrestler. But unless you're into wrestling,
Dusty Rhodes.
Yeah, that's his son.
But he actually used the words that they were. I know so many people. I think Anthony Beltry, I'm calling you out, brother. Hopefully you can come in here. He didn't get to finish his story, and then he goes like this. They didn't get to finish his story.
That sounds like an old woman sitting on the couch. It's time for my stories. My story.
It sounds like you guys complaining about the Snyderverse. You didn't get to finish my story. Oh,
Zach didn't get to finish the story.
Isn't it funny how the tables turned? And you
but the difference
he did though. He finished
the difference is The Rock because he tried to bring it back and he didn't.
You have to bring the difference there, though. Brian, is it's real that he didn't get a finished story.
I didn't mean to laugh at you.
Whereas these wrestlers are going to get a chance to have fun.
What are you talking about? All the stories finished. Every one of them. I saw in credits.
Flashpoint,
credits in each one. Yeah.
Well, no, he didn't get to finish the story. He didn't get to finish the story. He didn't get to finish his story.
Okay, so I think you can kind of sympathize for the people that Rock's making fun of.
No, but they're actually, Dusty Rhodes' grandson or whatever, and Roman Reigns. They're going to get to have some storyline still. So that's the difference.
I mean, come on, that's wrestling, guys. Come on, got to keep the angle fresh.
Yeah.
Can't
I got a message from someone. Hold on, let me see this.
I need to shut up.
I saw no. I saw your thumbnail on stream. They did it brilliantly tonight at the press conference. Rock turning heel and them turning into a giant angle. Everyone wins and gets what they want. I just don't know why wrestling fans didn't see this coming a mile away. I don't know why. Because
that's how they like to suspend their disbelief.
All right, so let's watch this, and then we're going to watch another clip.
He has his story right now. It's like, wait a second, hold on. Hey, Dad, you want to go outside and play catch with me? Not now. Cody's
now. I don't want to play catch. I'm inside. He basically said you're in your mother's basement. No. I don't want to touch grass. Oh, this is great. This is way better than Vince McMahon. I'm sorry. I did watch a little bit when Vince McMahon back in the day in the 90s, but this is Brian, what are your
This is like them calling the cops on Stone Cold Steve Austin. You're fired, and then taking a stunner in the middle of the crowd.
Yeah. This is great.
And I'm upset. The wife comes in. Hey, honey, do you want to go have sex? Not now.
Oh, man.
Gotta finish your story. At the end of the day, look, you got the Cody crybabies and you have the Cody fans, and you have Cody himself, and there's a clear distinction between the three. But The Rock says this: those Cody crybabies, the ones for every 10 tweets, they're shoving a chicken McNugget in their mouth.
Oh,
No, this is a run of the mill Rock promo, dude. Like, come on now.
Jimmy Badalitsky, heel Rock over babyface Rock. Yes, and I'll get to your comment in a second. Tony.
Heel versus babyface Rock would be complaining about pronouns.
All right, well, let's watch the rest of this here.
For every 20 tweets, they're shoving 2 McNuggets up their ass. The Rock says this: all you got to do is sit back, know your role, shut your mouth, and enjoy the ride that The Rock is going to take your candy asses on.
Oh, I love that. I want to watch. Is this WrestleMania coming? I want to watch it finally. I haven't watched it. I can't remember when.
So hashtag that. Hashtag shut your bitch asses up. Hashtag Cody Crybabies. Yeah, Cody Crybabies.
That gets me excited. Well, thank you for that. All right, so let me see what else I have here, because there's something else. Oh shoot. Hold on. Let me get to my notifications too, because it ended up being good for everyone too. Like my friend just texted me here, because look at this next. Of course, because people were more upset about Roman Reigns. This guy, I know Roman Reigns' name, but here, check this out.
I choose The Rock.
I choose The Rock. Look at that. And now everyone's happy again. If you just would have waited a week, you would have looked like crybabies with your nuggets. WrestleMania is April 6th and 7th. Awesome. Is it going to be on Peacock, or do I have to pay extra money? Because if it's on Peacock, I'm watching it. Or I'm going to contact Aaron World Order and see
on. It should be on Peacock.
Yeah, I definitely want to watch it now.
I don't see why it wouldn't be.
Out of my day to watch WrestleMania. If this is where this event's going to be, it is on Peacock. Okay. See, Cody Crybabies. Oh, he's wearing a 49ers jacket tonight. Awesome.
Because he's from the Bay Area.
So look at this.
I choose The Rock.
I mean, come on. Isn't that better than what was going to happen? I don't know if it was better than what was going to happen at WrestleMania. Come on. It's time for my stories. Basically. Yes. I would, and I want to get a wrestling video game again for sure. But that's why I'm really impressed with what The Rock's doing since he's in charge. I think he's like completely in charge now, I believe. I don't know. So I'm happy.
I'm not sure. I don't pay that much attention.
Yeah, but from being an outsider, being a little bit of history.
I mean, occasionally
I'll
poke my head in.
Yeah, is that fun for you though, Brian? Being a casual. That was fun. All that. I mean, he was doing on talk shows.
Yeah, no, it's cool.
And there was a lot of whining. I'm serious.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of like Star Wars fans,
Yeah.
Really adamant about what they want.
They just built up the story. I'm shocked that people didn't get it. Like, I'm not being pretentious.
Dude, one of the guys that I've been watching this year just won NFL Fan of the Year.
Mm-hmm. Cool. That's awesome. Jade says, sorry to spoil, but Cody versus Roman is still happening. Awesome, Jade. Thank you. And I'm going to watch WrestleMania. I'm definitely going to watch it. I'm so excited to watch it. I'm going to try to ask my wife if she wants to watch it with me. Because I appreciate the entertainment value, you know, and the athleticism. It's hard to do all that stuff. If the fans were just patient, The Rock ended up giving them what they wanted anyway. People should have been patient. That's why they're called storylines. Yeah. Okay. And then we have a super chat from Tony Movie Chappie, District 9, Neil Blomkamp fan, $1.99. He wants to know Crazy Joe's thoughts on Howard the Duck.
The movie, the character,
All of
it. The comic book. I mean, yeah, it's a classic Marvel comic.
The movie, probably.
The movie. Yeah, it's an all right movie. Jeffrey Jones is quite entertaining in there. He says that she took my eggs. So I don't know.
I haven't seen Howard the Duck in forever. I've seen like the weird clips with what's her name, Marty's mother, and with the duck, and you know that's a little confusing.
Well, you know, she sings that song at the end. Howard the Duck. You know, she's got that Howard the Duck song.
I used to have a crush on her.
Well, she married director Howard Deutsch, who directed Pretty in Pink and Some Kind of Wonderful. She married him. So I asked her, because she sang that Howard the Duck song, and she married Howard Deutsch. And I asked her, do you ever around the house like serenade him by singing Howard the Deutsch? And she said, no, she's never done that, but she's going to start now. That was like 3 years ago. She told me that.
Okay.
She did say she refers to him as Howard the husband, though.
Mm-hmm. Very interesting. So there's your thoughts from Joe on Howard the Duck. I might watch it again. I might.
I mean, if we have one thing that we take away from Howard the Duck, if there's one thing we take away from the movie,
I'll think about it, Jacob.
Let's just never forget that he has a corkscrew penis.
What?
Just he's a duck.
Is that a fat?
Duck
duck's.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Anatomically speaking.
Yeah. Okay, let's switch to this one, which I'm very excited about. And if you're just getting here, please remember to like the video. It helps a lot. And there's a lot of people streaming tonight.
Is there? Who else is streaming?
Well, DL was streaming. I think he was ending soon. I don't know. I just mean just help us out anyway. I don't know, Joe. But I want to talk about Highlander.
My eyes.
The Highlander reboot.
They're still doing that.
Yeah, and Cavill is attached. Aren't you excited?
No.
I'm not talking about Cavill coming back to Superman, Brian. I'm talking about being the Highlander.
Well, I feel like this is going to be like The Witcher now.
I think it'll be, and it's going to be enough time by the time it really comes out that people are going to forget about
Witcher
The Witcher.
adjacent. Yeah.
The Witcher kind of like fell off a cliff after he left.
Well, yeah.
Well, it hasn't aired yet without him.
I know, but even season 3, people are just like, forget it. I'm not even getting invested. Like me, I started watching. I never even finished it. I'll get to it eventually, So here is the rumor. Highlander remake rumor is Michael Fassbender the villain. A new rumor from Industry Insider that makes you pay on Patreon. Daniel RPK suggests Michael Fassbender is in talks to play the villain in Lionsgate's Highlander. I also recently got Highlander on VHS, which I'm really looking forward to.
Well, it's not as
watching.
impressive as the Kurgan. I'm just going to say that. I mean, if you're going to do a reboot, you're going to have the Kurgan.
Well, they might have more.
The Kurgan was Clancy Brown, dude. I mean, like,
yeah.
You guys know who Clancy Brown is, right? Like,
yes.
Okay, so yeah, no.
Well, maybe they'll have both. I don't know. We'll see.
It is all good, man. I don't know. I just don't know what they can do with it.
Okay.
Well, I mean, honestly, like the original people who did the Highlander, they took it in like a weird ass direction. Has anybody seen
After
Highlander
the first one?
Source? Well, no. Has anybody seen Highlander the Source?
No.
Okay. This movie is so bad.
I don't even understand Highlander after the first one.
I
literally don't get it. If he won the prize, how could there be more?
It's perfect
yeah,
for a
yeah.
reboot series. Then it's perfect for a reboot. There's something there that's really good, right?
But
Do you agree there?
Well,
They kinda
okay,
let it
that's
stray?
why the first one and the second one kind of make sense. So, like the first one, okay, is the first one. Okay, it's a great movie. Don't touch it. Leave it alone. Queen soundtrack. Okay, can't go wrong. Okay, but I mean, the second one, it kind of goes into the future where he tries to save humanity. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, it was terrible. So, anyways, they introduced this whole like weird alien. They're from another planet type stuff, and it's like okay, and then they send him back in time and across the galaxy. And
See,
it's like,
it sounds like most Highlander fans, even if you're a fan of the series, have a consensus that it got a little weird and lots of missteps.
Well, I'll say this: Highlander 2, The Quickening, the one where they revealed they were aliens. That is, everyone hated that.
Yes.
Everyone hated that, and I'm not going to tell you it's good because it's not. I'm
No.
not here to tell you it's good. It is not. But I will tell you it's the only sequel that made sense.
That's what I'm trying to say. It makes sense.
Because the first one ends that he is the last immortal. He won the prize. So in order to do a sequel, you have to find a way to undo that ending and bring more immortals into the world when it's been established there are no more immortals in the world except for him. So the second one, it didn't do it well. It did it poorly, but it offered an explanation as to how there came to be more immortals on the earth again. So it wasn't done well, but it made sense. Nothing else after that made sense.
True. Well, because the third one was like the dude hid in a cave for 1,000 years or whatever the hell, or 400 years, and then the fourth one, which is called Endgame, funnily enough, that one has the TV show. Okay, so like the 90s introduced a TV show, which was like they were taking ahead a week. And then they introduced this whole like scorekeeping system in that movie Endgame, where it was like how many heads have you taken?
I assumed when the TV show was airing on television, I kind of in my head was like, well, maybe it's a prequel. Maybe this is taking place before the movie.
No,
but then no, then they could have been, Connor and Duncan could have been Klansmen, and the movie just hadn't happened. But then Endgame came out, and Duncan kills Connor, and I'm like, well, now this is all just messed up.
To take his power to where he can have double power to take on the dude that's got 800 score. So it's like one of those apps you see on the all the time, where it's like you got to move the army to the left or the right, and it's like times 15 or plus 10. It's like that's how you rank power ups in the Highlander franchise. Don't get me wrong. Okay, the TV show was amazing. Okay, like what's his name?
I heard the TV show was good.
The guy who plays Duncan.
I've seen some of it. I thought I liked part of it, but I saw all of it out of order. I didn't, as reruns. I mean, I didn't see the whole series. I just saw some episodes.
And like, dude, Adrian Paul is the Highlander. You know what I mean? Like, that's all I watched.
The definitive.
Yeah, for me, he is. I liked him more than I liked Christopher Lambert.
For his generation, that's his Highlander. That's what he's trying to say.
Are you excited, Talati, about the new Highlander, Henry Cavill, Chad Stahelski?
Well, of course. Anything Henry Cavill in it, of course I'm going to be excited for. Argyle, I'm excited for because it's got John Cena. Yes, I said it. Yes, John Cena, because he's a Dr. Thugonomics. And yes, I saw the title. I had to come in. I was like, Max is talking about WWE.
You already missed it though.
Oh, you're a fan? You're a fan, Taladia?
Yes.
Were you all butthurt from The Rock last week?
Oh, You know what? The Rock is doing what The Rock always does. He's turning heel. Basically,
Yes, yes.
he's turning heel. Instead of
Okay.
babyface, he's being a heel. But
It's the
yeah,
same thing that happened in 1997.
Mm-hmm. Well, let's get back. Let's not sidetrack too much. Let's get back to Highlander here.
Yeah.
Sees another casting for Lionsgate Highlander reboot emerging from the pattern. According to Rickman, Michael Fassbender plays the villain in the Chad Stahelski directed reimagining of the classic action film. According to Rickman, Fassbender is in talks to star alongside Henry Cavill as a Mongol warrior.
Ooh, that's interesting.
Please remember that the whispers about Michael Fassbender's involvement with Highlander are rumors. We must wait for Lionsgate to make it official. The new rumor already has Highlander fans buzzing about Fassbender playing a version of the original Highlander villain, the Kurgan, portrayed by Clancy Brown in the 1986 fantasy action film. The Kurgan is an immortal warrior and a thorn in the side of Connor McLeod, the Highlander, Christopher Lambert.
That's what I was saying.
Yeah.
Kurgan. Well, I mean, I like the second one. Michael Ironside was a really good villain.
Mm-hmm.
Just like poorly placed in that movie.
Yeah.
But
and let's remind people too that there was a recent deal made for Chad Stahelski for both John Wick and Highlander franchises. So this isn't just a one-off movie. Whether you like it or not, they're planning to launch. We've heard this before. You know, we're going to start a franchise, the Highlander universe, but it does seem like there'll be TV shows and everything if it works. This deal expands on the creative relationship we already have in place on John Wick and extends it to our Highlander franchise.
Oh, that's funny. They're connected.
What?
Well, it's like you can't do business on continental grounds. You know, immortals can't kill each other on holy ground.
Mm-hmm.
Come on.
Yeah,
come on.
that's interesting.
Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why I made the comment about watching John Wick 2. I was like, this is like the freaking Highlander.
Well, he's been wanting to do this for years. He definitely drew
firearms.
He definitely drew from there. From the outset, Chad has been a creator.
He's a kid of the 90s, bro. Like,
yeah.
What is he, 40? Like, dude, yeah, no.
Ooh, no hot honey boneless wings. All right, so Chad has been the creative force defining the world of Wick. As we continue to think about the future for that world, we want Chad working together with Basil Awanyik and Erica Lee of Thunder Road as our stewards, guiding us and strategizing together at every step. This deal makes it official. We look forward to the steady hand and creative input, not just on the film he is making, but other stories that arise from it. He is a true visionary, and we're thrilled to have him in our corner. I am pleased to be able to grow my relationship with Lionsgate in this new oversight role for the John Wick universe. Its further expansion. John Wick is so close to my heart, and be able to continue shepherding it will be a blast for me. I'm so happy to be launching another franchise with Highlander, not just a movie, a franchise, a world that is so rich and engaging with stories to be told. We have to understand too, it already was a franchise. It wasn't just a movie series because they had a TV show as well. And yes, it was. Brian, you liked the TV show. I heard that from Bruce as well. I remember watching a few episodes like on USA or something back in the day.
Joan Jett, dude. Well, the main reason I watched the show, in all honesty, is it shared a time with Star Trek. Like, it was either on before or after.
Oh.
Okay, it'd be like Sunday afternoon on your syndicated radio or television station, okay, where they would have Star Trek The Next Generation at 5 p.m., you know, and at 4 p.m. it would be Highlander, the series. And then it was followed by Highlander Raven, which not too many people watched.
I'm researching now how much it would be to get the Highlander on DVD or VHS.
It's streaming on the cock.
Oh, really?
You can actually watch it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's streaming on. Oh, the series. The series is streaming on the cock right now.
With Adrian Paul as Duncan MacLeod. Oh, dude,
Mm-hmm.
it's great, dude. Joan Jett is in like one of the first episodes.
I love Joan Jett.
Right? Joan Jett, the Black Hearts. She did a lot of acting in the early 90s, in the 90s. So like,
speaking of shows that
she was in a movie with Michael J. Fox too.
Speaking of shows that aired in first run syndication along with Star Trek The Next Generation, here's a blast from the past for you. War of the Worlds, the series.
Ooh, I didn't know that. I didn't see that.
This was another Paramount first run syndicated show. They were sold as a package. War of the Worlds and Star Trek: The Next Generation aired back to back for 2 seasons before this got canceled.
Oh, here's Anthony now. Anthony, you come to face the music, brother.
Who am music?
So
you were
marked
wrong
out
about
over
The Rock.
dude?
The people's champion? Or
Nah.
Brian's
I mean,
making an
I would say
accusation
this.
that you marked out on The Rock.
I'll say,
Yes.
I
marked out, huh?
say no. I mean, it makes sense for The Rock because he wanted to play the long game. That's what he.
Oh, now he changed his tune, Brian.
No, but it's a smart idea to let Cody finish his story, and then after do The Rock versus Roman that you've been teasing for the last 3 years or so.
You know why The Rock did it? Because you're talking about it. It's exactly.
You see, because everybody's talking about it, trending on social
publicity,
media,
bro. It's like, come on. You got people who normally don't talk about it talking about it. That's the whole thing. It's like Mike Tyson at WrestleMania.
Yep, mm-hmm.
Okay.
And you know, here's a funny thing,
1997.
Anthony.
Thank you.
Anthony has another thing too. He's turning heel for a reason.
It's the 15 millionth time he's turned heel, though, dude.
Yeah, it's like the 5,000 times. He always does it.
He always
does
fell
it when
for
he
it
come back
hardcore,
up.
Anthony. You fell for it.
If you fell for it, then you're a mark. I'm sorry. That's just the way.
Yeah, I'm not falling for it. He always does this every time when he comes back. But
now he's acting like an expert.
Of course.
Hey,
You gotta save face.
I'm the WWE expert here, so.
It doesn't matter what you think.
You know, the Rock has so many memes in WWE history. That
Yes,
just do some. Hopefully he gives us the new meme. I'll be surprised if he gives us a new meme.
There was a new meme tonight, though.
Oh, smacking Cody. That was funny. Even his I think his family member on Twitter is like, "What happened?" So, no, it's funny. I mean, it's The Rock. We'll see what happens coming up WrestleMania.
Oh,
we have a guest here. Whoa,
Ray!
Hey, y'all. How's it going?
Good.
Great. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm actually on my computer because I hopped off a stream with Chillmonger, so I figured I'd come in and say hi and chat.
Okay, cool. Glad to see you. Hope everything's going good with everything.
Yeah, becoming a homeowner. It's a little scary, but exciting at the same time.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
We were all marveling at The Rock and his prowess as a owner of WWE, getting people talking about it. And we were calling out Anthony being Brian says he's a mark. He fell for the storyline because people were so upset with The Rock last week, and now everyone's all hyped for WWE. I'm actually
for the last 2 weeks.
You fell for it, Anthony. You fell for it. I'm sorry.
You know, I mean, I give the Rock's props for that.
Oh yes,
he got you mad and talking about it. I mean, it is.
No, but I'm actually gonna watch it. I haven't watched it in years. You know, just
I mean, they'll probably
science, man.
Yeah. They're probably gonna like Cody versus Roman.
Hey Jeff, how's it going?
What's up, Jeff?
Well, you've been so busy. You probably haven't even been seeing any entertainment. Are you getting hyped for Last Airbender?
Somewhat. I'm trying to stay away from the discourse a little bit, although I did comment on, some of the, I'll say, creative decisions from
the changing the story. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to reserve judgment, basically. I'm still eager to see the final product.
Okay.
Well, I gotta ask you, have you seen Knuckles trailer? I know.
I haven't. I know that it dropped. I need to catch up on that.
Oh,
yeah, that's
trailer.
I wasn't because they have the Netflix series. I guess it's something different for the Knuckles.
The Knuckles series is canon to the movies,
Sonic
the
movie.
2 movies. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's pretty interesting that they have a series on Netflix, which I didn't check out yet. It looks good. They have the movies, and then they have his own side story.
There's no side story on Netflix.
That's pretty cool.
I mean, it is cool because you let the audience branch out to different stuff. So
like they have the animation stuff. This is just basically live action. This is what it is. Because the Netflix stuff is animation. This stuff is live action, so it's on Paramount Plus.
Right.
Yeah.
It's gonna be. I enjoyed the trailer. I think it was great. So I
Yeah.
can't wait to see it.
I know Ray's a big retro fan, so I knew, I had to bring it up.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
Knuckles
would
is my favorite Sonic character.
Character, yeah.
I just had an article. Where did that article go? Oh, here it is.
You
This is
lost
really good news. Yeah, I lost the article I wanted to talk about next because I am getting. Well, there's also a rumor about Dune 2. If it's okay, I will tell you the rumor.
Oh,
if that's
I mean,
all right with
I
everyone.
don't. Yeah, I don't mind rumors.
Just someone that you weren't expecting being in it.
Oh, we gotta play this then, Max.
What?
Right.
All right, go ahead, play it.
Where is it?
I thought you had it ready.
Breaking news.
Well,
there you go.
It's actually a different article I was bringing up, but the rumor is that Anya Taylor-Joy is also in Dune 2. That's the rumor.
That is, if it's true, that is a well-kept secret.
And I never thought there would be this much hype going into Dune 2. I really not, because I was always looking forward to it. But the amount of young talent, it's like groundbreaking the amount of young talent that's in this movie.
And they got pretty much half of Hollywood.
Austin Butler. If Anya's in this too, Timothy Chalamet, and then all the go ahead.
Yeah. I'm just, agreeing with you. So many capable young actors that we're probably going to see like a long career from, like 20, 30 years plus. There's going to be some amazing, career break, catalog of things that we can expect from them.
A-listers of young talent in Hollywood right now, like all in one movie. It's like, this is epic.
Yeah, that is if that rumor is true, that is a well-kept secret ever, because it hasn't broke out in the press. It hasn't been confirmed yet. Well, and that is a cool way to keep something secret from everybody.
I'm sacrificing Dune IMAX to see it with my wife, because she's like, I don't care about IMAX. I want the reclining chairs.
Oh, she have a theater.
That's how she enjoys.
I'd rather
the movie.
have those.
Oh, you would too, Brian?
I see IMAX movies like Avatar, Dune.
When she goes to a movie now, since we always went to movies even when we were dating. But when she goes to a movie now, she wants, like, I want the relaxing convenience.
So I can empathize with that.
Yeah, so I would, if it was just up to me, I would go to IMAX and be crunched in with all
I
the
got
IMAX
back
people.
pain, bro. I ain't trying to sit in those uncomfortable ass chairs.
Oh no, those chairs sometimes uncomfortable or something.
I hate that there's a trade-off.
Yes, that's true. We should have both.
I never go to IMAX.
That IMAX theater you took us with me, Bruce, Soup, and Rhea was amazing. That was the best theater I've ever been to.
Yeah, I don't know. I just don't think it's worth the money. Like, I'd rather, it's more expensive to go to IMAX. I kind of find it to be a bit of a gimmick. I mean, it's all right, but if the movie's good.
I mean, IMAX is good, but it's just that sometimes the prices are high. Sometimes,
No, it's a gimmick most of the time.
Yeah,
He's not wrong.
but I just sometimes, if I want to see like a regular movie, I just pay the regular price.
But this
what's the difference of an extra few feet on a screen?
Yeah, few feet.
This is the other good news I was talking about. Besides the rumors about Anya being in it, which don't take that to the bank. If she's not in it, it's still stellar cast. But if they did keep that secret, that's pretty significant.
That secret for 3 years, 2 years
and
ago,
the cast is all over talk shows right now, like really giving up buzz, and I think it's working.
Yeah, it is working. Man.
I underestimated the talk show. Like, is it still relevant anymore?
No, it's relevant.
Get excited?
It's relevant because kids and people as old and teens like go on social media and look up the clips and watch them.
This is pretty good for like a more high-end sci-fi, not like blockbuster sci-fi, but for like Denis Villeneuve. I think this is a pretty good projections for opening.
That is very good for Dennis.
And I wouldn't be surprised if it passed 70 million. I would.
Probably like 100 million domestic, like around there.
The opening weekend.
Yeah,
I
like
would.
100.
I mean, I would say at least 70 million. But I mean, it's not a failure if it's under that. But I just feel the buzz, especially like the first epic movie. I mean, there's been other movies that come out this year so far, but really one of the first epic movies of 2024. All right, so let's see what this says. Early tracking for Denis Villeneuve's Part 2, and I also wasn't expecting them to potentially make this a trilogy.
Well, I mean, it's a 3-part book, so yeah.
There's a shit ton of books, dude.
Yeah, it's a ton of books. Dennis say he wants to do 3. If somebody wants to do the other 3 more books, they could go ahead if they want to. Just that. Dennis like, yeah, I'm getting tired of making these movies. I could let other people do it if they wanted to. They have a TV show coming out this year. Yeah. If that's still coming out this year, probably got pushed back next year. But
Well, here's how much better. I mean, of course, it was released in the pandemic day and date, so that is a factor. But even with that, film industry workers something to feel spicy about, with conservative predictions giving the movie a 65 million plus launch. That projected total is 59 to 83% higher than the original, which debuted at 41 million. That's great.
It was not precisely my cup.
And actually, it's like it was the highest movie during the pandemic and stuff. So it did good, and I think this is gonna do. I think this. If I were to guess, it's probably gonna make 70 or 80 or 100 million domestically. The budget is not high. I think Dennis said say like it's 122 or 25. So, it's not bad. But if it make like 600-700 million, that is success for Warner Brothers.
Even Denis Villeneuve, Brian, though, was hyping up the sequel. Of course, he's going to hype up the sequel, saying that was just all set up, and then this just takes the ground running. This sequel, it's like so much more epic. So I'm hoping it gets Brian back.
I'm gonna watch it. I'm probably just wait. It's cool.
No, I know.
I don't have the money for cinema going that much anymore, so it's like
fair.
a rare treat for me.
That's fair. When it gets to Max, we'll do a watch party. That's all.
Yes. Yeah. There we go.
I mean, it probably wouldn't take if depending on how much it makes, it's probably not going to take that much to be on HBO or on Max.
Well, here's the synopsis. We'll explore the mythic journey of Paul Atreides as he unites with Chennai and the Fremen, while on a warpath of revenge against the conspirators who destroy his family. Says the film's official synopsis, facing a choice between the love of his life and the fate of the known universe.
Pretty much the second book.
He endeavors to prevent a terrible future he can only foresee.
Oh, that's the first book.
Oh, the first one, yeah.
It sounds like Empire Strikes Back.
And Nolan was actually hyping up the movie like 2 or 3, 4 days ago. That Dune is this generation's Empire Strike Back, both part 1 and part 2, which I get from I understand him from his point of view. So,
well, not only that, but I understand full well that Star Wars is derived to some point from Dune.
Yeah.
Okay, like I understand.
Yeah, I understand because Nolan grew up watching those movies like everybody did, and he stuff. So yeah, I understand. It could be fun.
This is a good mug here.
What does that mug say?
Samurai Domo.
Samurai Domo.
Tea.
You drink a tea, huh?
Yeah, late at night I gotta drink tea.
I saw the Marvels.
Oh, you saw them? Oh, it's the Disney Plus.
Okay.
I got 3/4 of the way through it and I stopped watching.
Oh,
I got bored.
Really, it's a fun movie. I saw that one 3 times. I've been wanting to watch it again. I will say this: it's not.
Go ahead.
It's not my favorite scene. It's not my favorite movie of the year, but it does have my favorite scene in any movie of this year.
The flirt.
The memories scene. Memories.
Okay. Gotcha. Anyways, what I was gonna say is that another problem. My brother has not watched a single one of those movies in a long time. He tried watching it with me.
Yeah.
And do you know how hard it was to stop and explain every 10 seconds?
Oh.
Yeah, that's gonna be hard to explain to somebody.
Okay. Yeah, that can be.
Do you see what I'm talking about when I talk about like the general public and these movies?
Oh yeah, that's true.
Like
we take it for granted how much.
It's like, guys, no, normal people do not watch these movies. They don't even watch the shows. Like he's like, who the heck is that chick? because he never watched.
That's fair. That's fair.
WandaVision. You know what I mean? So it's like
right.
I like when everyone hugs.
I thought that was
Yeah.
good.
Oh, yeah,
I mean,
that was nice.
it
That
had
was
its
nice.
moments.
That was-
I was just like,
yeah.
I was kind of like, I need to go find something else to do. That was my thing.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I told
I
you
get
got
like
to
that's
talk
Yeah,
to
I like-
somebody and it gets annoying. I understand that. Yeah.
Do you know what else was a problem with that movie? And I really enjoy that movie, but they have that musical planet. They have the scene with the musical planet,
Yeah,
and that's
that
a
was
really
kinda
clever idea. It's a clever idea. It's a funny idea. It was really neat. But the problem is the music wasn't good. Like, I
That
mean, if
is
you're going to do
very
something
true.
like that, they should have had a killer musical number.
I
And
mean, it
the
was like
mu-
Dharmaka Tanagra. You know what I mean? Like
right,
that's
it
kinda
was a
how I
funny
look at it.
idea, but the song, like, I've seen the movie 3 times. I couldn't sing you that song. It's that unmemorable.
Yeah, it wasn't.
So it's like it's a shame they didn't put like a really great like banger of a musical number in there where you walk out and you're like, hey, that musical number, it's still running in your head, you know. But it's a shame.
Well, no, you can feel like Kamala's getting hype, hype for music, and nothing happens.
Oh yeah, she was no, but she was. Yeah, Kamala was
You
good.
almost feel bad for. I mean, she was a highlight, but like I said, it just I couldn't finish it. I'll
Yeah.
get back to it, but like
We have
it's the same
some.
thing with Wakanda too. I mean, that one I didn't. Yeah.
That one grew on me. I like it. I love it now.
It's still a struggle for me to get through.
So here's some good news. More good news. Now I know lots of people to set this story. Lots of people still have issues with the Academy Awards for various reasons. Some
I
think
have I have a bunch of them right now.
Yeah. One of mine is that I think stunt actors should be recognized, but they have added a new category. Yes, it's not stunts, but it's something. I think it's a good category to have. First new Oscar category in over 20 years, but it's still not for stunts. So what is it? Announced today that they will be presenting a new Oscar category, the first in over 20 years. The new award will recognize achievement in casting. It will be first presented during the 2026 Oscar ceremony.
Then Marvel's gonna win a bunch of that. It may be DC
what?
as well.
No, but people right away were saying James Gunn with Superman Legacy.
I mean, yeah, of course.
It's going to be
that's probably going to win one. I'm not
potentially-
sure. Yeah.
So if it's 2026, it releases 2025. That probably would be.
Yeah, it will be eligible to get that award.
I think it's. But let's go around. We don't need to read more of this. What do we think about that? For this little clip out, what do you think about that new category? And if you have any issues with the Academy still, or what category you would like to see? Let's start with you, Joe. I think it's a cool category. There's probably more that I would put ahead of that, but I think casting is really can make or break a movie. I think James Gunn does some of the best casting. Honestly, everyone thinks I'm a Gunn hater. No, I think he's one of the best casting. He does some really interesting casting. What's your thoughts about the new category, Joe?
Yeah, no, it's a good idea.
Good idea.
It's
Is
a
there
good
any
idea.
other category you'd like? I still really want stunt work, especially now that I'm getting back at the VHS. I love practical effects.
Well,
and
yeah,
practical effects
that would
work, and
be.
people put their lives, they risk it for entertainment into authenticity.
That would
That
be
should
nice.
Yeah.
That would be nice. But John Campea did bring up today again. He's brought it up before a problem with the stunt category, and that's it would be really hard for Academy voters to vote on, because unless you're on set or part of the stunt team, you may not even know what's a stunt. Like, things that look so fluid on screen, you may not even recognize that as a stunt because it just seems so natural. So it kind of becomes a tough thing to vote on.
Okay. I kind of just I don't see that point myself, but okay. Talati, what do you think of the new category for the Academy Awards? Are you interested in all of the Academy Awards? Like, would this get you back, or do what do you think should be a category?
I'm not really that much invested in the academies.
Yeah. I think they lost a lot of people,
Yeah, they lost a lot of people. The only way they'll get me back if the category is something worthwhile, right?
Well, I actually was really hyped for when they were going to do I don't remember the titling was kind of awkward, but they were like doing best popular movie. I think that was
the best. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
And they took it away. I think they should have done that.
Yeah, I didn't like that one.
Yeah,
Why?
they took it away because everybody from the Oscars complain about it. So you know how they are. When they complain, when the comedy complains about it, and people, actors and
But
stuff like
it
that,
just makes them seem
you
even
know.
more so pretentious and out of touch with their audience that pays money to keep the industry going. That they don't want to that they the art of making something that's good and still reach mass level should be awarded, I think.
That feels like a participation trophy, though. Like, oh, this
What?
movie made money, so we're going to give it an award.
No,
Like,
no, not just money. That
I mean, if it's
still would
that
have to be
good,
good. It would
yeah.
still have to
Well,
be good.
then shouldn't it not be nominated for Best Picture?
Well, they've notoriously snubbed a lot of genre films
Yeah,
and
so
nerd
then,
culture films
and
because it's not. Yeah,
right. So that's why I say it would be a participation trophy. They're
okay.
basically saying we don't really think this is good enough to give it a Best Picture. You know, whether you think they're out of touch or not, that's basically what they're saying. They're saying we're going to nominate this because we know people like it, but we don't really think it's that good. It's kind of what they do with the Best Animated Feature. It's like, if it's that good, why isn't it up for Best Picture? Why can't Toy Story 3 or like why these movies, they should be Best Picture, not Best Animated Picture?
Because it's not art. It's not art. Okay. Art, but like it's not art. You know?
Yeah, I can see what you're saying, Brian.
You know what I'm saying? Okay. Break it down.
I understand. Like the Academy doesn't view animation as cinema. You know, like
Exactly.
how
It's not cinema. It's not high art.
It's not high. Like that's what even Garmo the Torio even it says animation is cinema, but the Academy doesn't view it as that. But that's the reason when you see like Beauty and the Beast win one, Toy Story win one. Ever since that, animation has not won in a long time. Like Best Picture and stuff like that. So it's very rare.
I want to get to DL's take. DL, what do you think? Do you even care about the Academy Awards? Is this interesting to you? What do you think a category that they need to represent at the Academy Awards? DL.
Best casting is fine. I don't have a problem with that as a new category. I also would like to see stunt work as well. That would be an interesting category. To be very honest with you, I have little investment in the Academy.
That's fair.
I feel like they are extremely out of touch, and I feel like their grading and category system is very flawed. There's only 3 things for me that would actually make me care about the Oscars more. 1, acknowledge animated films as cinema, and they should be nominated within the same category as best
I agree.
films, because that has happened before.
There's still a
and they
stigma
stopped.
against animation. Yes.
And I don't care what anybody says. Crazy Joe will vehemently disagree. I really don't care. Across the Spider-Verse should have been nominated for best film along with the other stuff. 2, they need to stop having whatever. There's bias. There's a bias against genre films. They need to stop that. They need to stop that. It's insane how they keep ignoring genre films. Shin Godzilla should also be nominated for best film, but it's not. And number 3, they need to give Andy Serkis an achievement award or something, because he has not won one thing in his career, one Oscar in his career. It is one of the biggest
best mocap, yeah.
Yes, one of the biggest crimes that the freaking Academy has done. That's just a personal thing for me, because I love Andy Serkis so much and he deserves a bunch of awards. That's another thing. Motion capture should be acknowledged as acting as well.
Yes.
And they don't do that. So that's the only 3 things that'll actually make me more invested in the Oscars. But up until this point, it's just another thing. I've seen other snubs this year that they have.
Margot Robbie, I feel you, DL. I feel you.
No, I don't agree with that. Greta Gerwig,
the director.
Greta Gerwig being nominated, I see that. Color Purple got snubbed for best film. There's other actors in that movie that got snubbed for best actor and actress. I could go on and on and on, but yeah. So,
all right, Rhea, let's talk about this Academy Awards new category. Do you watch them anymore? Do you have any interest? Of course, we want entertainers to be awarded for excellence. What's your thoughts on Academy Awards as a whole, this new category, and something that you'd want to see the Academy focus on to maybe get some people back and award more people?
Yeah, to be honest, I don't watch the award show. I kind of catch the highlights on Twitter.
That's fair. I think a lot of people do that now. Yeah.
Yeah. So my personal opinion of the Oscars or Academy Awards, whatever. I feel like, it's a dated sort of, metric system that is kind of obscured by, possibly outdated, performance standards as far as like what is considered, quote unquote good or worthy of this public recognition. I think it's been put on a pedestal for too long. It's irritating to me to see that that's sort of like the pinnacle of, reverence that an actor can receive in order to sort of quote unquote validate their, their legacy. I don't agree with that. I know it's not true for a lot of folks. Like to DL's point, there's a lot of actors and capable, movie contributors, cinematic, excellence that has never been awarded yet will have a stronger legacy than a lot of Oscar winners may have. So one could argue that too. So yes, the relevance and the sort of oblique, if not like, sort of like foggy, system of like how the Academy even chooses who's nominated and what categories are even, still, in like, the in the decision process. I also feel like there is like a legacy panel of folks that are present that make these decisions that may or may not be tied into, like the relevance of the landscape of filmmaking currently. So there are, some things that make me really just not care too much about who's nominated, other than sort of like that sigh of like, well, this is the only way we can, celebrate, the actors that, or like talent, I should say, like, filmmaking talent as of right now. Like that's something that by and large, sort of, is the mantelpiece for a lot of talent. So if it's significant to them, I will respect that. Although me personally, I'm frustrated that has to be, the that, like I said, the pinnacle of success for a lot of people.
Cool. Thanks for giving your thoughts. And this brought perp to the street. The Oscar talk brings the perp to the
Also,
stream.
one more thing.
I love Oscar talk.
I would say,
I love it.
One more
Thank
thing I
you.
would say.
I'm only going to be here for a short while.
I would love if the Academy adds best voice acting. That would be a dope thing.
Oh, yeah.
Because there's been so many great voice actors in the last 20 or 30 years and for animation that has never been recognized.
Yeah, we could have had what's the Batman
Kevin
actor?
Conroy.
Kevin Conroy, yeah.
Yeah, he would have won a ton of awards for that. Mark Hamill as well as the Joker. Like,
The legend Frank Welker.
Yep, maybe that would have been dope to see. And also, motion capture. I agree with Dia right there. Motion capture shoe has his own thing because it's the same as the gaming industry. They do mocap and they get also real actors for that as well. So I agree with that. They should do that as well.
And see, they would consider those if they didn't see animation as second-class citizens.
Yeah, like it's second class. Like
I think that's
okay. Well, what do you think about
obstacle we
prosthetics?
still
What
have
about why motion capture? Here's
Is that part of costume work? Is that part of costume work?
No, prosthetic makeup. Like, let's say the guy from Pan's Labyrinth. Why wasn't he nominated for Best Actor in prosthetic makeup or in full prosthetic makeup?
That's not even a category either. That could be another thing.
Yeah, that's why they don't do that stuff, though. Is what I'm saying.
I know, but
like it gets too complicated with all that stuff, especially with
too many categories. You're thinking?
I can kind of agree with Perp in that, like, in the same way that animations, kind of like, all in one genre, visual effects should be kind of parsed out into, maybe practical effects versus, computer graphics.
And I think what happens here is that they saw their mess up with something like visual effects, right? Because there's different types of like jobs within this visual effects, right? You have the animators and you have like the compositing, all this stuff, right? And with the stunt work specifically, there's so many different like units and part to stunt work. It's like you just can't give it the best stunt because there's like whole teams. There's different like specialties with driving, with falling, fighting. Like that fighting is not like stunt work, like it's its own thing. Fight choreography, right? They have a stunt team that they work with, but that's something else. So it's like to put all that stuff in there. They realize now, because back when they were doing these awards, of course they didn't think about like it was just easier. They were like, they weren't really thinking about it. So, and we happen to keep these awards as a legacy thing because this is the Academy Awards. But now, like we're more modern, like mind frame. We just like actually it's a little more complicated. You really break it down, and they're trying to adjust with like putting as many nominations. And I think that will be my thing of how to change. Can I do my change? How to change the Academy Awards? Like my critique?
Yes.
Okay. So number one, we need to get out of the TV broadcasting. If you want to do that, fine. But it's time to start like streaming on the internet. I think that could be.
Oh, really?
Yes. I think they don't do
there's
that
a
at
lot
all.
of
They don't
people
do
that
that
have
at
cable that
all.
they'll
No,
watch.
they could still do the TV, but I think they need to have an Oscar stream. Okay. I think that will engage a little bit.
Maybe
of
have
the
new
younger crowd.
categories for the streaming part only.
Sure, whatever. But I think that'll engage younger audiences a little bit more. Now, it's not going to be mind blowing.
I'm with Anthony. I like MTV Movie Awards. Remember when Spider-Man won Best Kiss?
Oh,
That's
that was
fun.
funny. Yeah.
I actually really like Perp's idea that just flashed in my brain. Like Netflix could have its own award show, like best Netflix show of the year or something like that, or best this, best that. They could really do it. Like, that's a great idea.
I think with people now, people love rooting and putting themselves into movies, and I think that's what a good, healthy award show sort of does. Is like you get to root for your movie, and hopefully you get to explore other movies. that you didn't hear about.
How about this? Maybe some amazing underrated YouTuber that has some really great and prolific ideas creates an award show and calls it Fandom Awards, and then brings all the fans together.
If they're not lazy and actually do it, that's a great idea.
No, I did do it.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yes,
Yeah.
but it didn't go over well.
That was a fun year.
That was a fun year. There was many issues that arose. That's all. People said, "Don't do it again."
Okay.
Okay,
and now let me continue, please.
Yes.
I have critiques. Okay. So I think this will alleviate everyone's basic problem is just open up the nominations a little bit more like you do with Best Picture. It shouldn't just be 5. Why are you doing 5 for director if you got 10 Best Pictures, right? Like do 10 directors or do it however, like do 7 if you want. Like some years they don't do 10 Best Pictures. They do like 9 or something, right? Or they do like 7 or something. After the Dark Knight fiasco. But if you just open that up for every other category, I think then you wouldn't have weird stuff like who directed Barbie? Like that movie had no director to be recognized. Like, stuff like that would be missed. I don't know why the Academy is doing the 10 Best Pictures and then leaving everything else very stilted.
I would like to quickly just interject and remind everyone that I did win Best Panelist at the Fandom Awards. So
congrats!
Because I
You know
rigged
what?
it.
I'm inspired. Maybe I'll bring it back and we'll compete with the Oscars that night, and we'll include categories that were in this very clip out.
Can we call them the Maxis?
The Maxis.
Maximum Maxis.
Yes, we call it the Maxis.
We'll see.
Are you nominated for a Maxi? Come on down to our pad. Find out.
Yeah. All right. So thank you for all including. Do you have anything else to say, Perp, on this topic?
No, that basically about covers it. I just want to say personally, I do like the Oscars. Like this year specifically, man.
Oh no, this year was bad.
Oh wait. Pause.
No, this year was
pause.
great.
Perp. Hold on.
Hi and hello, Oscar apologists.
No, what are you talking about? I'm alone here.
I'm just gonna be. I'm gonna be straight up and say it. Okay, the only thing that gave the Oscars any relevancy in the last 5 years was.
Oh no!
There's nothing else on TV.
That is true. I think
that was the
Brian
sad
doesn't
point.
I'm
That was
dead
a sad
serious.
point.
I'm sure it was, but I'm telling you right now, that was the only thing that got people somewhat interested in the Oscars in the last 20 years.
I didn't like that.
Yeah, that
I mean, it is what
was,
it is,
man,
but I'm just
that's
saying.
terrible.
I didn't like that everyone clapped for him afterwards when he won. but whatever.
But that was that has to be the most.
That's another Oscar critique. Don't do that again.
Oscar history, yeah. But that's true because every year for the rating for the Oscars go down, and when
nobody
Will Smith did
cares.
that,
That's the problem.
yeah, that's true. And when Will did that, it went up. I was like, damn.
Yeah, but why don't people care? Because
It's a
terrible
very good
stuff.
thing.
We just, I mean,
Oh yeah, we got to
all
get
the
Voltaire's
reasons
take.
before
We got to
listening,
get
you know?
Voltaire's take.
Yeah, no, I don't want to rehash what it is.
Go
You
ahead.
know what my views are. They've just
What are they?
No, I don't.
I want to
They're
fight
out
with
of
them.
touch. They need
They're
more
like
categories.
that
What?
Hall & Oates song.
Their
You're out of
category-
touch. They're out of touch.
Yeah, they just their award, the way they give the awards, the stuff they nominate is just all bogus.
No, but you guys just aren't interested in those type of movies. Like I saw the movies; they're absolutely fantastic this year.
No.
Yes.
Oh, this year I haven't seen all the Oscar movies. I used to watch every Oscar-nominated film.
You're just not
and
interested in those type of movies,
I grew
and you're
up
asking
watching
kind of
the
the Oscars,
Oscars
like
with
put
my-
my nerd movies in there.
I grew up watching the Oscars with my family. My wife and her girlfriends used to do Oscar parties. People have just lost interest in it a lot. A lot of people.
No, I understand
it used to
that.
be a thing.
I understand
It
that,
was like
but
Super
they're still
Bowl.
like just because of that, they're not going to placate to an audience. They're still going to be looking for the best movies of the year, not the best movies everyone
Although
saw.
the Emma
And that's-
Stone
and that
Yeah,
makes sense.
Okay.
For
I do
everyone-
agree. I do agree with Perp that to an extent that I will agree that the Academy Awards, one of its purposes of existence should be to acknowledge films that are progressive in the art of cinematic storytelling and maybe again, like, cinematography, character design, narrative, celebrating filmmakers and the team behind them that move the needle and push cinema forward as an art form. So I think that maybe was the core intention, but I think what a lot of us are criticizing is what it has become, if that makes sense.
Okay, yeah. It was started to really award excellence, the top, and to make something groundbreaking. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, look, don't get me wrong. I'm not asking the Oscars to nominate all my nerdy films that
I
I
am.
Gotcha. That was at you, DL.
That's what I am.
I knew you always throwing
Got
shots
you.
at me.
Always throwing
But-
shots at DL. I love you,
But
DL.
it is
I'm just
clear. Yeah, I know. But like we've seen before the internet was even a thing, it was possible for genre films to be nominated. So why are they stopping now? Do y'all remember when movies like Toy Story 3 and The Dark Knight were nominated at the Oscars? This
That
was
was
Dark Knight
great.
wasn't
Yeah,
nominated.
that was amazing. It was.
No, Dark Knight was not nominated. It did something bigger. It changed the nomination process because the people thought it was snubbed, and there was such an
Well,
outcry.
because
that
of Heath Ledger. Because of Heath Ledger. That's what I was getting.
Oh,
at, not
Heath
talking
Ledger's
about
performance,
film
correct.
itself.
He did win.
Yes.
Yeah.
So from in any way, shape, or form, whether it's film, whether it's actor, whether it's blah blah blah, there was a time where animated films and comic book films or genre films
Dude,
were
Joaquin just won for
acknowledged.
Joker.
But that's few and far between still. It's like-
Because I feel that people should see the other movies before they make those claims. Like, yeah, you should put this one in there.
I'm gonna
No,
tell you
okay.
what animation movie.
Because
went.
you're asking, like, so then take one out, I guess. I guess
I'm gonna tell you what
holdovers. My
animation.
holdovers.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you what animation movie
We
went.
want Spider-Verse in there.
George Miller, Happy Feet. What else? Inside Out,
Why do you have
Soul
to take out?
2021,
Why do you have to
Toy
take
Story
one out?
2,
Anyone? It just had another
and
one in.
Coco. And yeah, ever since
This
that,
is an
have
awards
animation has
thing.
now won ever since, which is like very interesting. But
I think
Well,
I
since
think
20
like,
since
they'll do it. I
2021.
think the Academy will do it. Like they nominated Beauty and the Beast because that was to them
And
that
that
was an
won Best
exceptional
Picture, I believe.
animated film.
It won
Again,
Best Picture.
when did Beauty and the Beast come out?
93.
93, sorry.
Was it 92? It might have been 92.
Again,
it might have been Aladdin. It might have been.
Which
I don't
again,
know.
saying few and far between. That's what I am saying.
Because that's
And
when the animated movies, that's when the comic book movies are actually stepping up.
So are you telling me over this past 25 years, there's only been 2 or 3 animated films worthy of being nominated for an Oscar?
I can't speak. I haven't seen the animated movies, but I can tell you I haven't been interested in them.
Okay.
Into the Spider-Verse was great. Okay, I'll give you that
Class
one.
Citizens.
That one's
Second
amazing.
Class Citizens.
And even
No, I do-
even
I
I
do
said,
think Into the
and
Spider-Verse
of course,
could've
I
got
will
at
say
least
there
one.
was this. I felt the Ninja Turtles did get snubbed this year for best animated. I will say that,
was
but
good,
at the
yeah.
same time, I never think like we need to change the whole system because of this. It's just like it's a snub, whatever.
And also, like the
If-
Oscars always change for the last 20 years for what, like they always change their mind on anything that is good for them. Other than that, I mean, I'll be whenever this new stuff comes out in 2026, the best cast ever. It's definitely gonna be a bunch. Either it's gonna be DC, or it's gonna be Marvel, or it's gonna be, or it's gonna be a whole different movie that nobody ever heard.
The problem is that the award shows that tend to have more relevance these days are like the Teen Choice Awards.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Teen Choice Awards
Uh,
are
Yeah, the
biggest
things,
thing
the
for
things,
kids.
kids go crazy because of that. I've seen it on social media, in Twitter, Instagram, whatever, and sometimes on TikTok. But yeah, so yeah.
No,
Did
but
Dune,
here's-
still like
was
it.
Dune? Did
But
Dune
here's
get
the
any
thing, though,
nominations last time?
Yes.
'Cause I
Yes,
think
we got Best
let me
Picture
see.
nomination. So the
Dune
movies do
2
get like nerd quote unquote nerd movies do get nominated all the time and stuff. Like
Not all
Best
the
Picture, but
time.
Not
I mean
all the
because
time.
but they're the exceptional ones do. The exceptional ones do. I
For sure.
think, and that's what
It's
the
like-
Academy should be doing.
Here's another thing. I don't even like this movie, but Blade Runner 2049. Why was that not nominated?
Yeah, that was a snub. I like that better than Dune. Yeah, I'm with you with that, but that's just a snub to me. I don't,
I walked out of Blade Runner 2042.
Yeah, I
God
walked out
damn.
happy and absolutely dazzled. Right, Crazy Joe?
You know,
That's what you were
Amazon
saying,
is making
right?
a
You walked
a
out
TV show.
About halfway through the movie, I realized I'd sat halfway through the movie and I still didn't know the name of the main character. And I'm like, well, if
Mr.
I'm
Blade
that
Runner.
if I'm that disinterested that I haven't even picked up on the character's name yet.
Have you seen
That's
all
the point of the
have you
movie.
seen-
Even
have
the
you- have
characters
you
didn't
seen
even know
all
what
the
his real
cuts
name
of the
I
original
do
movie?
want to cover more perp. I'm sorry to cut off, but I have to get to the good news of Twitter.
I
A
mean, for sure,
really
for sure.
All right,
popular
well, I'm gonna head
segment.
out.
Yeah, whatever.
This is an awesome conversation.
I'm
A+ segment.
We'll have to
C-
have
minus.
a whole stream dedicated to the Oscars, perp. We'll have to.
You really
yeah,
leaving
yeah.
us, perp? You really could just getting in and out.
Yeah, I just needed. I'd love the Oscar talks. I just wanted to do this one.
We'll
I
do
wasn't
it
planning on
again.
doing it. I was gonna listen.
Look at you. You get back to actual
Well, it's-
fandom, you
it's
leave
a-
us behind. I see how it is.
What?
see how it
You're
is.
leaving, perp. You better not
Yeah,
be
I'm
leaving.
I was just
No.
stopping by for this one topic. That's it.
That's it.
I see
That's
see
it.
how it is, baby.
Come on, man. I need something in the morning to listen to, man.
Okay.
Sometimes I
I
have nothing
drove to
because
work
I
on
was on
ice.
the panel and I was like, oh crap, I'm not gonna listen to myself. All right.
Well, there's
I'm
some
good.
really good news on Twitter today.
Yeah.
Good news, everyone.
I used the most toxic the whole idea for and Voltaire gets it. Voltaire is the really champion of good news at Twitter. I take the most toxic social media platform and find good in it. And that's
Truth
that's
Social?
that's a template. No, well,
I mean,
that's
Facebook
one of
is
the most
running up
one of the
after
most
that, and
toxic.
Instagram.
And I make make lemonade out of
But
lemons.
Twitter is the most toxic.
and show
out of all of them.
and inspire people to use social media in a positive way.
I'm
It's
sorry,
very
Max.
inspiring good news Twitter.
You teed me up for that joke. I had to take the swing.
Yeah. Moana 2. That's good news. I didn't know it was. Okay,
Yeah.
go ahead, DL.
Okay, this is the one thing I probably like talk about. Then I gotta go. But but I'm very happy that they're doing this because for two reasons. One, I despise that they are making this live action remake for a
Oh,
film
that's
that's
still
not even
happening, buddy.
5 years old. I know, and I still despise it.
I don't like it either, but you know.
But number two, I'm glad that they looked at this because this was originally supposed to be a Disney Plus series.
Yeah.
But they looked at it and was like, this is movie quality. We need to put this in the theaters. So thank goodness for them. We're still getting a continuation from the animated movie.
But wait a minute, though. Doesn't that beg a question here? Because they have been reporting this was going to be a series. Okay, it was going to be a series. Then how is it a movie? Are we getting like a few episodes strung together? Are they?
Let's realize what's happened here. Consistently at Disney, things go from series to movies a lot.
Yeah, Yes,
including
but this
Obi-Wan,
was
a lot of Star
but
Wars.
this was already animated, right? This was already animated. That's how
It
it's
had to
ready to
been
go to
it
shit.
had to been done for a while, yeah.
So
What
that
can I
means
say except you're welcome?
so that means for
yeah.
time constraints, because a movie it's only going to be
Well,
90,
you're
90
assuming, you're assuming something wrong, Joe. You're assuming
that?
that it
Talking
was
about
a
The Rock.
Disney
Is The
Plus
Rock gonna be in it?
series.
Yes,
It
he
could have
is.
Is
been
The
a
Rock
Disney
gonna be
Plus
in it?
movie.
Yes.
And
You're
now
not
it's just
answering the
appeared.
real question. Is The Rock gonna be in it?
Yes, he
Yes,
is.
he is, but no Lin-Manuel Miranda. I don't know how they're going to be
Really?
able.
Oh, what the hell is
Okay,
that all
that's
about?
disappointing.
It'll probably be cast with what's her face, young Ahsoka. There we go.
I mean,
This
I'm
is
just
a
thinking
live action.
if this
though.
was a series, how many episodes did they make?
Here's-
And
it-
because
they
we're
did-
clearly not getting all of it. If
Well,
it's
they,
gonna be a
they
movie.
never
It
confirmed
does
the
say
episode
series.
amount.
It does say
They
series,
just say
okay.
they just say that this was gonna be a Disney Plus series. That's all. They never confirmed what episodes, how many it was. It was just
I
a
thought
Disney
that meant
Plus
it was going to
series.
be Disney Plus exclusive, but
Yeah.
it does say series. Okay.
Yeah, it was supposed to be that, but and they never after that. Ever since I announced this, I think it was in 2020 or 21, whatever it was. We never heard zero updates ever since.
What's your thoughts on Moana? We could go down the line real quick. I think it's one of the best animated films close to the 90s Disney level with the music. I would probably like it better if it was 2D animation, but I think it was really high-end 3D animation. I love this
Very
movie.
high-end.
My nieces love this movie. Joe, what do you think?
I like it. It's not one of my favorites. In recent years, the original Wreck-It Ralph and Big Hero 6 are probably my two favorites. But it's a strong movie. It's very good.
So, did you see Moana?
Funny thing is, I haven't seen Moana.
Okay.
But
I have.
because for me, it's all
Over
about
and over.
OG. For me, it's like it's always been about the
Over.
90s. Toy Story, that's it. Toy Story, nothing can beat that. It's a classic.
Rhea, what's your thoughts on Disney's recent output of animated films, and where does this rank? Did you saw Moana, right?
I did. Yeah.
What do you think of it? How does it rank compared to like your top Disney animated of all time? Does it anywhere close or what? You could be honest.
Yeah, so before, I went to Hawaii and had like a little experience there.
Well, it's true, yeah.
I loved Moana. It was definitely in my top 5. I think I revere it a lot more because of the contextual sort of like references to Polynesian culture, or pan-Polynesian culture, I should say. And even like for the live action Lilo and Stitch movie, I'm also like looking back retrospectively at these films. I'm like, there's so much celebration of Hawaiian and pan-Polynesian culture here that we don't talk about enough. And I don't know if these films, when they come out, will spur those discussions. But for me personally, like that's like a big, thing for me to, continue to, sort of like drive my enthusiasm more so than it was before.
Oh, now that you say that, I remember watching the special features because that's when I was buying steelbooks of Moana. There's some really heartwarming special features with the people involved behind the scenes too in this movie. It's really great. Brian DL, Anthony Voltaire, any thoughts of Moana? I'm happy they're making a second one.
Yeah, I love this movie. I was compelled to. Sorry, DL. I'll be quick. I was compelled to watch this movie multiple times because I have several nieces, and I love it. The music is fantastic. The story is nice. So I am disappointed no Lin-Manuel Miranda for the second one.
Yeah, that's the one thing, because the songs are really catchy.
Mm-hmm.
I could see what's happening here. Oh.
Go ahead, Brian.
No, DL, go ahead.
So as far as like the regular Disney animated films, like those set of films from Disney were like the ones that I could like that I was always like looking forward to, because as far as the other Disney films that they release as far as live action, and even Pixar has some spotty things here and there as of late, but Disney animated films have always surprised me, with the exception of Wish. I was severely disappointed in that.
I know.
But Moana, it has been my personal favorite Disney animated film of the modern era.
Yeah.
And I am so excited that they are doing more, doing a sequel to this. Like, I know we're eventually going to get that live action one, which I don't want, but I'm glad that they didn't just put the animated stuff to
See,
the side.
I'm really looking forward to the live action, even more so than Moana 2, honestly.
I'm glad
very
that you
happy we're
are.
getting
I
both,
am
but-
not. The only way I will be excited for this is if it's not retreading the first movie. Like, if it's a continuation from the
Well, if
second
it's a
one, or
continuation,
time
yeah,
has
You don't
gone
want to see
by.
the shiny crab anymore, dude.
We can see him again, but I just don't want them to
Shiny.
retread the Moana and
Shiny, yep.
Maui. I don't want to see Moana and Maui meeting again in live action. I want them to I want some time to go by. I want it to be a continuation. Don't just rehash the original movie again if they're going to do a live action.
Oh yeah. If they're doing the remake, I don't want to see them rewatch the first one. No, I don't need that.
In my head. No, that's not cool.
Yeah, but other than that, like, I'm happy they're making a sequel. I enjoy the original. It's probably my top 10 or 12 Disney list, depending animation ever, depending on it. So, for Pixar. So yeah, it's great to see it. Now I'm not surprised, Mendel. He's not coming back to do the music because he's a busy person. So,
All right. Well, we'll go. We'll see what else here's on my Twitter feed. I mean, good news Twitter. It's not just look at my Twitter. Don't listen to Perp.
Have a good night, everybody.
Oh, thanks, Dio.
Good night,
Thanks,
man.
Dio.
my dear.
All right. Matt Tomlin is developing a Game of Thrones spinoff focusing on Aegon's conquest. Hollywood Reporter.
Oh, nice.
The Batman writer. Which
We're
that's
going
great.
way back.
Didn't we already know that this series was in pre-production?
No.
I didn't know.
No, I don't think so. I don't remember if they did ever confirm a spin-off for this. If they did, then maybe.
Oh, Joe's not a fan of fantasy. You didn't like You didn't watch Game of Thrones, Joe?
I watched like 3 or 4 seasons of Game of Thrones, and I realized that about a year passed between each year. Well, I mean, like, the show would go off for a year. Like, it would be gone for a year. And when we would come back for the following season, I wouldn't remember anything that had happened the previous year. And it started getting frustrating for me. So I was like, all right, I got to bail on this.
Hey, it's peak television except for the last season. We don't talk about the last season.
Something that gets Brian hyped is any Game of Thrones stuff right now.
Well,
I've never seen...
House of Dragon coming out this year.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be hyped for that. Yeah,
can't wait.
This summer. So that's gonna be interesting. I'm happy. I'm happy they're developing more Game of Thrones. That's really what people like. People on HBO and Max. So that's really good to see it.
So I'm gonna head to bed because it's already like 4.
All right, thanks a lot. We're not gonna stay live too much longer either. So just give everyone a heads up.
Yeah.
All right, thanks,
All right.
Taladia.
Do you know, and Bidet guy, I will have words with you later.
All righty, buddy.
All right,
Do you
peace.
know? Good night, Talata. Do you know what show nobody's talking about that that my wife and I are enjoying immensely? Like, it's one of our favorite
I'd
shows.
love to know.
We are loving the new Quantum Leap.
I gotta watch that. I love Quantum Leap, the old school. I just never.
It's really good.
Where
And
is
this
it on?
season,
Peacock?
It's on Peacock,
Peacock,
and they're coming up to the season finale. I think there's 3 episodes left this
No
season.
spoilers, because I do want
And
to see it.
yeah, this season they introduced, because usually the original Quantum Leap and the new Quantum Leap last season was pretty much standalone episodes. He leaps in, he saves someone, he leaps out. But they introduced a new twist this year where he keeps encountering the same person at various points in her life every time he leaps. Not every week, but like every 3rd or 4th week, he runs into the same woman again. And there was been a mystery of why does he keep finding this woman again? And he's always in a different body. Like, he's always, it's just been, man, the writing on the show is so good. It's, if you love the original Quantum Leap, and it's a continuation, it's in canon with the old one.
Wow.
Like, they acknowledge that Sam Beckett is still lost in time, and they want to bring Sam
Isn't
back.
it the guy who's
That's gonna pay off eventually, don't you think?
Hopefully, but Scott Bakula apparently already has turned down the chance to pop up on the show. So I don't know. I hope
maybe because of his co-star passing years ago.
And what do you call it? The head of Quantum Leap, the head of Project Quantum Leap, is played by Ernie Hudson, and he is actually playing a character that Sam Beckett leaped into on the original series. One of Sam's brother's Vietnam buddies. In like one of the pilot episodes, Sam leaped into his like brother's platoon in Vietnam, and the character he leaped into is now the head of Quantum Leap, and he has memories of when Sam was in his body when he was in the war. And that's what pushed him to get involved with Quantum Leap. It's a great show.
Isn't
That's
that guy
cool.
from The
I'll
Walking
check it
Dead
out.
in there as well?
We should move on, but thank you for the recommendation, Joe. I do want to. That is on my to watch list. And
Right
Jacob,
on, man.
hey Jacob Morhar, nice to meet you.
Hello.
Sean, I didn't know the new season of Halo is out so far. Or it's out.
Yeah, that show was barely promoted.
I didn't know it. I'm a
Even
fan of the
but
show.
This
I
is
mean,
this is why this is
Today,
why
drop today.
this is why Paramount suck. They never promote this stuff. They never
Really
do.
quick on that Game of Thrones things. I'm surprised it took them this long, and I wonder if, I mean, this is going to be incest heavy. There's
Yes.
a lot of incest in this movie, or in this.
Yeah, those are sister wives.
Two
Don't-
sisters, not just one.
Don't sound so excited when you present that.
Well, no, I wasn't. That wasn't.
I know
my
that wasn't
boy.
intentional. That's why I was like, put a check on that a little bit.
Yeah, I just don't know how
No,
they're
there
going to
won't.
present that or how they're going to address it. I mean, they did do it
Well,
in the other show.
HBO doesn't stray away from that.
No, they
No.
lean into it.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to anything Game of Thrones. House of Dragon surpassed the original series for me. Yeah, I love the original series, but I'm very on board for anything now. Drone controlled dragon taking to the sky in China. That's news.
so cool.
It is cool.
That is cool. That is cool.
It's cool until you realize they're just using it to spy on people.
Oh wow, that's messed up.
Oh dear. This promotion. Who's here still looking for to Madam Web?
I ain't seen that. I ain't
got
seen
my
that.
tickets.
Good luck with that.
Let's watch this reaction on Seth Meyers. Maybe I might get a claim on this. I don't know. She doesn't even sound too sure. I'll tell you one thing. Her episode of Saturday Night Live was horrible. And I don't know if it was because of the skits it was just awkward. Not
I mean, to
funny.
be fair, the show hasn't been very good.
I like Saturday Night Live occasionally. You know, there's some bad skits, but me and my wife still have fun watching it. I like watching the music. We still watch Saturday Night Live all the time. Not live, but on the replay on like Hulu or Peacock.
It was cool when I was in high school.
This was an abysmal episode.
The best Saturday Night Live skits are usually the weird ones that come on between 12:30 and 1, where they're like, "This is so weird, we'll put it on in the last half hour." That's the stuff that's always like the craziest.
Right.
So the best thing about modern day Saturday Night Live is remember they had Eddie Murphy host it like a year or so ago. Remember that? Anyway, it got a bunch of people to tune in who don't tune into Saturday Night Live to watch it. And Michael Che during the news, he told a couple of jokes. He goes, "All right, now you know why you stopped watching this show, I guess," which I thought was very funny.
So I'll watch. We won't necessarily watch Dakota here, but I'll tell you what she said. She basically was like, "So this is not in the Spider-Verse. It has nothing to do with anything else, and it was not a good sell to the audience." It was just like, okay, there's nothing too Spidey about it. It kind of really was underwhelming promotion.
You know the movie's dead when they didn't even have a second trailer for this. They only had nothing.
Oh, there's a second trailer. I saw one the other day on YouTube.
No, that's fake. There's only been one trailer for this movie.
She's been making the promotion circuit, Saturday Night Live, Seth Meyers.
Only a little bit of TV spots. Other than that, that's it.
Yeah, but why would Sony PR tell her that's something she should say? I mean,
It's Sony. We're talking about Sony. Come on.
They got audiences upset before when promoting stuff like it was going to be connected.
Oh, it's
So
just
this
not
is
to set expectations. I see.
So it's like this is
Yeah.
nothing to do with anything else. There's no Spider-Man. She was like, it's like, ugh.
Yeah, but it's because Sony tell these actors that they're in the MCU, and which they not. So they trick them into thinking they are. So
Well,
they
she
have
did.
To,
She
yeah,
kinda thought
she
she was.
did. She got full on it. So
What was she complaining about on Twitter? I saw something. She was
No, she didn't complain.
She was complaining. She was complaining about The Office today. She was saying she was in the final episode of The Office, and they all treated her terrible. I was reading about that. So I know today she was going off on the cast of The Office.
This is good news. Godzilla X Kong: The New Empire hot sauce.
You gonna buy that?
Yes, I love it.
Rhea likes hot sauce, so I don't know.
You gonna get that?
I'm not getting it this week. I'm glad it exists.
I mean, I wouldn't want to use it. I would want to keep it as a collectible, like Joe
Yeah, I
does.
was
with
gonna
his Pure
say
Pepsi.
that's the kind of stuff.
I
you
Anthony had to
leave in
mute.
the
There was some
package.
audit feedback. Yeah.
Ooh, not bad.
Okay. But that's cool. All right, let me see what else is on my. Oh, here's from Daredevil Born Again. I'm so hyped for Daredevil. Bullseye's back.
I love
Oh,
Bullseye.
they're actually making this show still?
Yes.
Duh, but obviously, why wouldn't they?
Oh no, that's kind of checked out. So I don't know.
Oh no, it's coming. I think next year, or maybe by the end of this year, depending on.
Bullseye has the potential to be one of the
I
best
still haven't
Marvel
watched
villains.
Echo yet.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
don't bother.
I'm sad about Echo. It was just at the beginning was cool, and then it went kind of. It was just like, eh.
Way to save me. I mean, if it's anything like the Marvels, I'll pass.
Find something else, bro.
I gotta
have
say
been
the
expanding my horizons, guys.
I gotta say the costume let me down. Like when they showed they had the suit. Now maybe it'll look better.
This
But, sometimes, sometimes they don't look good in the lighting. Sometimes it's a
Right, doesn't
lighting
look great there.
thing,
He's right.
Well,
but,
that's
like-
a stunt. I mean, Charlie wore the suit. It looks great.
So they're
The
trying to
one that
make it more realistic, Joe, instead of the standard. You know what I mean? I get what they're trying to do. It's like a quasi ninja tactical outfit, but
I
hope
like
you're right that
the
it looks better with
costume
the
you
real-
wore on the Netflix show. I thought the costume on the Netflix show was great.
Yeah.
No, he needs. It's great. He wore that in Echo for the flashback scene. Other than that, he always get new suits every time.
All right, we got a super chat from Isaac. Good supporter of the show. One of the most positive movie fans out there. I love his positivity. Thank you, Isaac. And he was on the show a couple times, Rhea. He popped in a few times on member streams. He says, Max, I really enjoy the streams. Keep up, good man. I want to ask people should stop say the movie studio is doing better than the movie. And instead know that each movie studio isn't perfect. No, they're not. No, the movie studios aren't perfect. I agree with you there. Stop saying the movie studio is doing better than the movie. I'm not sure.
I think he means stop saying this movie studio is doing better than that movie studio.
Oh, okay.
Well,
Competing movie studios. I
think
see.
I understand, but he's right. No studio is perfect, but I do think you got to keep in mind that studios have different philosophies in how they handle things. Like, for
Yeah.
example, right now, personally, as a theater goer, as somebody who's very, very passionate about the theatrical experience, my favorite studio is Sony. Because Sony is the studio that is most committed to the theatrical experience. They do not have their own streaming service. Everything they make is being made for theaters. This is why Quentin Tarantino said he was going to put his movies out through Sony, because he knows they're going to get a full theatrical release through Sony. Whereas Universal is sticking their stuff on pay-per-view streaming very quickly. And then you've got Max, which is doing these things where they're throwing all these things out for tax write-off. So each one sort of has a unique philosophy. That's hard to deny, but you're right. None of them are perfect.
I have a hot take, Isaac. I love that you support the show. I think you're a great guy, but I completely disagree. I think you should examine studios against each other, and excellence rises all ships. Where would the DC be without the excellence, the heights that Marvel attained with the MCU? They would have given up already. They would have given up already. And James Gunn wouldn't get his chance now if there wasn't opportunity for great success.
Max, I agree fully, and I think that's why the Sony Spider-Man universe is so important too, because more competition is a good thing. More competition.
No,
if
if
it's
someone
just
in
Marvel,
the genre,
DC. Before it was we had Marvel, we had DC, and we had Fox doing their X-Men stuff. The more that are involved, the more competition, the more people innovating. And you saw Fox taking chances with we'll do an R-rated Logan. We'll try Deadpool. And they were trying different things that Marvel wouldn't do.
And I do think you should say, Kathy and DC, in DC, why can't you get it together when the MCU was having success. Well, they were before the MCU was having success. The MonsterVerse is getting Godzilla X Kong.
Don't
I do
compare
think
Star Wars to DC, dude.
it's universes, Brian. Universes of franchises. These franchises, they sell. Look, they're making money off the fans doing
One's
these
still going
conventions.
while the other is dead and buried.
It's not.
Yeah,
It's
those
not
are the
dead.
same.
I think
It's the same.
my opinion on Isaac's question, I like when discussions sort of play devil's advocate a little bit and try to dig into the rationale around why are studios making these, decisions that the optics, aren't very favorable for them. Like WBD is like a great example, like where that's why I like, I'm not trying to, take the shine off of your show, but that's why I love William's show, because we actually do have those difficult discussions where we get into the business speculative discussion around, okay, like we focus a lot on WBD and some of the scenarios that might have driven a lot of
He
their
does do a
decisions.
good breakdown, yeah.
Yes, I love the discourse on that channel. Not to say that your channel doesn't promote that too, but it's a strong focus over on his end. So I do like Isaac's question that, discussions can, have more of that type of discourse where we look at, how the optics are not favorable for studios and compare and contrast them to other studios, while we also sort of deep dive into, well, why is that? Why is this studio doing this when another studio is doing something else?
Okay. Cool. Yeah, and definitely check out Sci-Fi Center. William does a great show with, I believe, Brad.
Yeah, they're a dynamic duo.
He'll probably be on shortly, I'm thinking. Great topic though, Isaac. I really enjoy it.
I was just gonna say it's like professional sports fans.
Yeah.
It's team sports, guys. It's like, if you're a DC fan, you're gonna be like, yeah, let's go.
I'll tell you one fandom that's really annoying the heck out of me is the Sony fanboys this week.
Those exist?
Yes, they do exist on social media. I'm telling you.
Anthony's one. Bruce is one.
I'm not. Hell no. Oh, you talking about PlayStation?
You PlayStation
Yes,
survivors. Yeah.
Yes,
They were
PlayStation,
dogging
not the movie
Microsoft so bad this week, Rhea. They're like, Microsoft's done. I'm like, they acquired all the. I don't like them because they're the news right now, Brian, is that they're going to be going third party. They're going to be putting all their exclusives on Sony after the initial period. I still say Game Pass is a great value to the consumer. I think it's on the level of like when Netflix started, when there were still blockbusters around.
Think about it though. We're talking their exclusives are big games, dude.
Yeah.
Like that's the thing. It's like, of course they're gonna give those.
And I said the console with the name on a box and the title of their console is thinking outside the box. They're no longer thinking tied down to the box. I really think I don't like that people are losing their jobs, obviously. But you look at, I compared it, and Bruce isn't feeling the best now, but he's still doing great content. He'll probably be back tomorrow. But he made the compare. He said, I said to him, he sent me another article to prove I was wrong about Microsoft. That's what me and Bruce do all day. He said, well, here you go again, Max. Here, they're not doing great. It's a big failure for the resorting to third parties. I'm like, in being in third place, this is a smart move. And they're thinking next level where they own all these IPs. And I said, think about the Fox.
But also,
when Disney bought Fox, they had to let some people go, and eventually they'll have success.
Listen, I'll say this: if any other Jones was supposed to be an Xbox exclusive, same as the Blade video game they doing. If I think that will probably on PlayStation after the news broke, Gear Wars should be only on Xbox. Halo as well. That should stay there. That's for exclusive. That's your exclusive.
I think
game.
exclusivity window, and then put it on another platform. What do I care if I got to play it already on Xbox first?
If you want to give fans different types of games, shooter games, like Indiana Jones, like a Uncharted top game, then great, you could have that. I mean, but I don't agree with what they're doing for the thing. You should compete against every company.
If this is accurate, this is top tier, next level what Microsoft is doing, because there's been rumors consisting for years that Game Pass, they wanted to be a Trojan horse to get onto
they want
other
Game Pass on the
platforms and have
Switch
Game
and
Pass
and
on
Sony, yeah.
PlayStation Store and Nintendo
Yeah.
already. Who knows? You know what's here? What about this? I would love to get Ray on his opinion on this first. What if the Nintendo Direct next is that the next Switch 2 is going to launch with Game Pass? Boom!
That would be amazing, and I agree
Because
with
these
a lot of
rumors
what
are
you
so at
shared.
the same time. Oh, well, let's hear from you more then. But I just thought of that. What if that's one of the announcements? The Switch 2 launching with Game Pass.
Yes, yeah, I definitely agree. If it has any type of like cloud streaming, that would be amazing. I know they kind of experimented with it with a few different IPs and some Japan exclusives. So that would be a major step up, especially if they can't, improve, a lot of like the given hardware of the Switch OLED, for example, for whatever reason. At least, elevate it to be able to um be more friendly as far as like the current gamer climate, which is favoring multi-platform multiplayer content like in high fidelity. I think that's been the challenge of the Switch as well, that the fidelity of the game experience, like the frame rate and the graphic quality, has been substandard, like several generations behind in some opinions.
Well, this could be another benefit of Microsoft holding on to having variations of its hardware with one less powerful tool and scaling the games. This could be another reason why that was so important, because they have that track history there. And yes, we hope the Switch 2 is as powerful as it can be, but most likely it's probably going to be PS4 or maybe
PS4, maybe Xbox
or like the
S
Switch,
one.
or the Xbox S quality.
Yeah,
Hey,
maybe.
that's great.
And
Like as we get more and more into like these current generation, hardware steps up, like different variations of like the PS5, for example, things like that. Like there's only so much, that the human eye can, notice as far as like improvements in the graphic quality. But I will say that PS4, like entry level versus PS5 where it is right now, there's a huge sort of like, you can if you yes, there is a difference there somewhat, but not it's not a deal breaker, at least like for me. So PS4 level quality, even if it's like entry level on the Switch, and it has game streaming or it has Game Pass, like that, like you were mentioning, yeah, that's mind-blowing.
And there was
yeah.
also an experiment with some, on the Switch with cloud gaming a little bit a few years ago too, which I always like to look at coinciding rumors. They're happening at the same time. That you've heard that they're going to have a Nintendo Direct coming soon, right?
Oh, I've been offline for like 2 days and I miss so much news.
So one of my friends texted me and he said that the rumors surrounding this Nintendo Direct it's the last one of this generation, that it's going to be a big one. So this would be perfect timing. And then right now there's also the rumors about Microsoft going third party. I just think it's perfect. And they have also worked before with Banjo-Kazooie, which I think Rare owns too, but they worked with what was that? GoldenEye. They worked together on GoldenEye launching at the same time. That was also significant. GoldenEye, they wanted to bring back to these services. That was actually that they worked together on that. So
I think the fear that a lot of folks like me and maybe in like the outer rim of fandom is that we're frustrated that the acquisition of so many IPs hasn't led to the expediting new content, where otherwise like it's been shelved. A lot of these IPs have been shelved, and it's sort of like indefinitely, like undetermined what the status is of ever seeing these games not only get follow-ups, but be accessible at all. So a lot of us were banking on the idea of like Yeah, get it all on, one umbrella company, so that they can, release it on every platform. Like,
But
how
the
we,
side
yeah.
effects, yeah, not everything
That
gets
hasn't actually,
to.
been the case for a lot of like
Well,
beloved
look
legacy
at Disney.
IPs.
They have so many. They can't handle everything. They can't handle. They're still they're handling it, but they're struggling producing as much content as they. And now their focus has changed to uh the most popular.
Yeah, that's what I was going to add just now too, is that, again, playing devil's advocate, how much money do they really realistically, or resources they want to allocate to putting out supporting putting out these legacy IPs if there's not much of a return there or incentive. Like for folks like, Max and myself, like, yeah, that's amazing. That's what we've been waiting, all these years since these IPs have been acquisitioned by Microsoft.
Oh.
However, we're a very small percentage of, the buying market, whereas like a lot of people are prioritizing the popular stuff.
There was also a scare of a fan of a developer that we are fans of, Rhea, with one of the layoffs. There was a big scare on like all the Toys for Bob's fans were
Yes,
freaking out.
I saw that.
But
Canadian guy
yes,
reported on it.
I follow Canadian guy. Yeah, they have an update. Apparently they're moving offices, but there are still some layoffs. So hopefully, because I really think that last Crash game, even though you sent me a code for it, I enjoyed it, but it just wasn't this like as popular as it. I think that really hurt them a little bit. I'm hoping they get the chance for they're holding out hope for this Spyro to come back because they next in line.
I don't think it was fair to trust this smaller sort of like indie studio or like, contracted studio to upkeep a live service. Like, I think that was a huge, leap of faith that they shouldn't have, projected onto them. So I feel really bad for that studio.
Yeah, one misstep within the game industry. The game industry is very profitable and it's making more money than the movie industry right now. But one misstep for a studio can sink a studio. That's really unfortunate because one game could do it. It's really sad. And that didn't used to be like that. We do have some super chats here from some viewers. So thank you so much.
The generosity, amazing.
Yeah, Tony, Movie, Chappie, District 9, Neil Blomkamp fan, 1999. Really appreciate that. Snyder DCEU plan could have easily beat MCU, but then Warner Brothers
get into this debate.
Well, it's the paying customer, Anthony. So that's what you do. That's what John Campy does. We got to be professionals here. He paid it. He wants us to talk about it. I'm going to at least give it a little bit of time. Botched up by listening to the critics and then hated BVS and Suicide Squad. And then you hired Whedon. I think he's trying to get Joe started because he like a lot of his super chats are directed towards you, Joe. And then hired Whedon. Big mistake. And Toby and Walter going far from the DCEU. I feel you, Tony. I think they could have had something big there. I think it was heading towards Thanos levels with Darkseid. I really do. I think we were right. We were right at the launch pad of something really amazing. But I also, my enthusiasm for James Gunn and what he's starting now is up there too. I still wish we would have saw a conclusion to what was happening before. I know Joe is going to say, but you did get it. I don't really think we did. But I am so hyped for what the moves James Gunn's doing right now. I think he could have included other stuff. One of them is, I know, Rhea, you're also a fan of the JSA and Hawkman and Black Adam and the JSA in that movie. I love Dr. Fate, getting him for there were some great characters in there. So I would love to see some things continue, but take that away and put in isolation the moves that James Gunn's doing right now in like the Oscar category we were talking about. Casting. The casting is amazing for Superman Legacy. I'm really hyped for that. So Toby and Walter, I know, Joe, if you want to respond to that, I know you're a fan of Walter Hamada. I don't think he did a great job myself, but
I think Hamada did an amazing job. I mean, he took a franchise that was failing, and he had to triage it. He had to fix it up. And if you look, like I've said, the tomato meter shows all the positive reviews. Before Hamada got there, the only one that got positive reviews was Wonder Woman. After Hamada got there, the only one that got negative reviews was Wonder Woman, oddly enough. But honestly, they had no choice but to ditch Snyder's plan. They had to ditch Snyder's plan because it's okay if you like Snyder, you like what he was doing. That's cool. All film's subjective, but you've got to be realistic about what the general audience was responding to, and they were not responding to it. The general audience hated it. Quite frankly, if he had not already been on set in Australia when Batman v Superman opened, he wouldn't have shot a frame of Justice League because
you're right there. You're right there.
Let go immediately. The only
there was a gap
because Batman v Superman was quite frankly an embarrassment for the studio. It's cool if you like. I kind of like it, but the memes.
We probably never would have got a Justice League movie.
Right. Sad Affleck
waited. Yeah.
Sad Affleck was a meme. The Martha thing was a meme. They even mocked the Martha thing in one of their own movies. In the Teen Titans Go to the Movies, they had Martha jokes. It was
LDG.
It didn't work. And this is from the guy who liked Star Trek V: The Final Frontier. You can like what you like, but you also have to acknowledge when other people don't like it. And I acknowledge I'm like the only person in the world that likes Star Trek V. So it's like, I sympathize with people who like a thing and don't get more of it, but it did just the general audience did not respond to it.
Okay.
I mean,
go ahead, Anthony.
Yeah, I mean, I would love to see Darkseid as one of, if not the great ass villain to do, and also, what was the second villain was gonna be Reverse Flash, because I was gonna be introducing Rick Fury Flash movie and stuff like that. Was good that we're gonna set up that, so it would have been great to see. I mean, unfortunately, you know how Warner Brothers are. They're reactionary. They're gonna do what they want to do, and it is what it is.
All right.
So the first part of his super chat, I 100% agree with that. The DCU could have beat Marvel. In fact, there was a time where I kind of liked that the DCU was kind of the darker version of comic book movies. You know what I mean? And I liked the route they were going down with it. And that was Snyder's plan. They just, the stuff that happened with Snyder's personal life, I think kind of derailed everything. And then following through on it. You know what I mean? And the Justice League just never hit the mark.
Well, Jacob Morhar, yes, thank you for answering, Voltaire. We're happy you're joining us. I don't know what you want me to do, though. We're very happy you're here. We're very happy you're here. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining.
Thank you for joining the live stream.
No, we do appreciate it. We do appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
But then, anything else to say on here, Voltaire?
Oh, I think it's because we have WWE. Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, no, I mean, it fell apart. I do think. Well, whatever. There was some problems with the execution, Tony. But I agree with you. They were on a track to beat the MCU. I sincerely believe that at one point, or at least become a viable alternative as opposed to a laughing stock. Competitor, right? And something just derailed. And I wonder if it's because Zack Snyder had his issues. I mean, it all culminated with the Justice League. I kind of think I could get into it. They rushed to get into the Justice League to have their Avengers out there, and it just didn't quite hit.
Yeah, because originally the fan was gonna be a second Man of Steel movie. We know what happened to Russ. WB forced Batman into it because Nolan was into his Batman 3. They wanted to have Batman in the second because the second movie, Zach already said multiple times, was gonna be Brainiac was gonna be in it, and we were gonna find out what happened to Fiora in the Phantom Zone. He was gonna introduce all of that in the second movie. So I would have loved to see it, but it's unfortunate.
And then we get our good pal Isaac, the biggest movie at $4.99. Speaking of games, what are your and I was actually this is in my good news of Twitter.
That is a good deal. I ain't gonna lie. That is.
What are your thoughts on Disney and Epic Games collaboration? Well, for one thing, I'm really loving Disney Speedstorm, and it actually just launched with Little Mermaid season, and it's underwater. And the car.
I like it a lot. I hate the.
Thanks. And then the car changes. The car changes like Mario Kart. Like with the car, it almost looks like a DeLorean. and the underwater stuff is really next level.
So you're saying it's a ripoff of Mario Kart?
Listen, every kart racer is a ripoff of Mario Kart. You know, if you get close to it, I really think the only thing that scares me about Speedstorm is after they finish all these seasons, is it going to go away because there's no physical edition? Like I don't want to ever not be able to play this game. I love this game.
There's not a physical copy of the game?
No, it's a live service kart racer.
Oh, makes sense. Yeah, that's probably going to be gone.
I'm that's my only fear is that I'm enjoying it so much that like I can always go back and play all my Mario Karts. I could always go back and play Crash, and then they had the Crash a few years ago, which you could still play. But this kart racer, because it's also a license, that's my biggest fear with Speedstorm is the company making it licensed by Disney, and I don't want it ever to go away. But I'm really enjoying what they're doing. They also made Wall-E,
Wall-E character
kart racer, which is they're doing some interesting stuff. But thoughts on Disney and Epic Games collaboration is what Isaac was saying. And I also like Disney Infinity back in the day. I have to this is for Fortnite, right? The collaboration between Disney and Epic Games.
So it'll be every character that Disney have an IP and different wars in there, yes. Which at 1.5 billion, it makes sense. Like kids love play Fortnite every day.
I have to download Fortnite again. I don't know who here has actually played Fortnite. Anyone play Fortnite?
I don't know.
I downloaded it before I played a little bit and I gave up, but I really want to get into it. Bringing the Disney IP, I think there's been Disney characters in there already, but making this big collaboration, it makes me, I really want to get into Fortnite. I want to start trying, lots of people play it. It's cross-platform, I believe, as well.
Yeah, it is,
another selling point. So I'm all for it, Isaac. I'm all for Disney making more video games too. One of the hardest things for me was when they closed down Disney Infinity and sold off the studios and said, now we're gonna sell it off and have other people pay us to make games in our franchises. And I was really enjoying that. That's one of my favorite Disney games of all time. But yeah, it's gonna get me into Fortnite, I think.
It's a good investor. Like 1.5 billion is gonna bring new stuff to Fortnite every season stuff, as well as video games that Apex might be. Mailbag by Epic's game will be doing for Disney as well. So yeah, that's
You're not too old for Fortnite. It's E for everyone. It's not kids only.
Bro, it's literally everybody.
Look at my room. I got stuffed animals everywhere.
I'm wondering if
Yeah.
Disney has learned its lesson from the whole EA Star Wars IP
branch
control.
out.
Like
Yeah.
they had a lot of they asserted a lot of oversight on on EA's Star Wars projects that it
Mhm.
either delayed or poorly influenced the final product in a lot of people's opinions, and then that partnership sort of dissolved, and a lot of legacy folks ended up departing too. I think one of the main spearheads of I forget what game she was supposed to be behind, but she ended up leaving, and that was like a huge creative force for a highly anticipated game that would have been a Disney and EA sort of release. So I'm hoping
the lady from Dottie
Uncharted, I
Dog.
think.
Yeah.
Yeah. So sorry, I'm fumbling on like my memory of the events and names and stuff, but yeah, I'm just hoping that they learn their lesson, and that this partnership with Epic, it sounds like because they're taking on IPs that are already sort of live services, and they can't really exude too much influence over because they're giants already, like the Fortnites and the Disney Speedstorms are already sort of like in place as they are, so they can't really change them too much. But the prospect of expanding their library of IPs into those games, I'm a big fan of.
Cool.
I got some good news for you.
Okay.
Today, it's now past midnight on the East Coast, is National Pizza Day. So there you go. Get some pizza.
That's a wonderful day.
Yeah.
Get some
I'm getting
pizza.
pizza Sunday. I'm getting pizza and beer. We already got the beer. I took my dad to the beer store, and I was gonna get like whatever is on sale, and he's like, "No, let's get the good stuff." So we got Coronas and bottles. And he said, "You better get the limes for Sunday because I don't drink beer. He doesn't drink beer that much either because it's medicine. So we're gonna have 1 or 2 beers on Sunday, and I gotta remember to get the limes and picking up some pizza.
I'm gonna try to get out to see
Nice.
Turning Red on Sunday. Hopefully, I can.
Sunday's a big cheat day, everybody. Go ahead and enjoy yourself.
Yeah, and I have been exercising, Voltaire. I've been doing the elliptical.
Good for you, buddy.
Did it again right before the stream today. So yeah, it's my cheat day. Play some pool, watch some Super Bowl pizza. Oh, I'm looking forward to it. Looking forward to those trailers.
I
hope there's some good trailers. What's that, Joe?
I forgot that was this week.
Yeah, I'm hoping there's some good trailers. I don't know. I hopefully they have a surprise one. Max is maxing.
Of course. Yeah.
All right, so let's. Oh, go ahead.
I'm going to a Super Bowl party, and someone told me bring some kind of a football cake. So I went to Baskin Robbins website. They have a football cake. It's $50, man. Who knew that Baskin Robbins ice cream cake was that much money?
You can go to Carvel. You can go to your supermarket. Carvel Cakes should have a freezer section in the supermarket that they sell football cakes. They're not that much.
Safeway. Yeah, I think Voltaire, Safeway or Albertsons is in your neck of the woods, right?
Albertsons, not Safeway. That's your neck of the woods. But yeah.
Oh, okay.
All right, maybe I'll try the grocery stores for ice cream cakes then. Okay.
Yeah, the Carvel football cakes are amazing because they've got the little crunchies all over them. Oh, so
I
good.
say the opposite. Be a bowler, Voltaire. Come in with a Baskin Robbins. Everyone will remember that.
Carvel's better than Baskin Robbins.
I don't know. Better than Baskin Robbins.
Does Baskin Robbins sell Cookie Puss? You can't get Cookie Puss at Baskin
God.
Robbins.
I guess not.
Fudgy the Whale? Come on.
That's an East Coast thing.
All right. Well, getting back to good news tour, and it's getting a little bit later, so I don't know how much we're gonna do. The first movie that comes to mind when you think of Chevy Chase.
That golf movie.
Caddyshack.
Yes.
I gotta go vacation.
I gotta go vacation too. I gotta rewatch Fletch too. Was Fletch good?
Not only is Fletch good, but the new Confess Fletch, John Hamm, is also really good.
Oh, is it good, Joe? I'll have to check it out. Is that on Hulu?
The Three Amigos.
I think it's on Paramount Plus. It was in theaters briefly, and it did terrible in theaters because they didn't even advertise it, and it got good reviews. So people liked it, but nobody went to see it because nobody even knew it was out. They didn't put a single trailer for that thing.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's still well off, Jacob. In June, you're gonna have a birthday. I'm happy for you. Okay, let's see what Batista. Man, he looks. I like the beard. It's a little gray or white now, but he's really elevated his game as actor. Elevated it for sure. Let's see.
He was very good at knocking at the door.
In what Voltaire?
That knock at the door, cabin door, whatever.
That movie was so good.
It was he was
Knock
good
at
at
the cabin. Yeah,
It was directed by I forget the guy that Shyamalan, yeah.
But I thought that was a really good example of good acting by him. But sorry,
He's
very good.
James Gunn's DC, right?
I mean, eventually, yes.
All right, we'll see what he's saying.
I think it's just through our conversations. I also think it's from early on. Denny showed this support, this nurturing for me, which I needed, and I'm not too proud to say I needed. I need a director to make me feel supported, make me feel comfortable.
I'm just so looking forward to this.
Yeah, me too. But these kind of movies are funny to me.
And he just does. He's the only one that's verbally come out to me and said that you're a very strong actor. You know?
Ooh, okay, that's great from Denis Villeneuve.
That is huge.
That's great. That's great for him.
Follow your instincts. And I've never had anyone say that to me. And he did.
Take that, James Gunn. No, I'm just kidding. I love James Gunn. I just had to include that. I had the opportunity. No, He's worked with James Gunn too. James Gunn's really, but that's great that he's getting that from. Come on, we put Denis Villeneuve up there, right?
Yeah. He's a very
Oh,
pretentious
yeah,
director,
yeah,
and that's a big compliment from him.
He give you, he will give you the straight answer. He will give you yes or no. If
Yeah.
you're good at this, if you're not good at that, so
You're
yeah.
a great actor and trust your instincts. That's great. Yeah,
that is a
And
good.
he's always, I get that type of encouragement from him. So it allows me to just be super comfortable and really just to absorb everything he tells me and process it and try to perform it. And every time I do, I always look. I want to make sure, when you've probably heard this, but when
I honestly think out of all the wrestling stars that have turned actors, I think talking about Oscars earlier, you know how when you got in high school or something, most likely, I think he's the most likely wrestler turned actor that has a chance for an Academy Award in the future. I'm telling you, I think some role he's going to
him, Cena, and The Rock, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
that comment, Max, was a total slap in the face to Coco Beware.
What has he been?
Let it be. Coco Beware. I don't even know who that is.
He used to have a parrot when he went into his parrot was named
Frankie.
Who here else see? I like the way Batista challenges himself.
Yeah, I think Batista could have a chance of winning an Oscar one day. So
yeah, I think he's going to challenge himself with a really intriguing role, challenge his acting ability. I could see it.
And he will 100. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, Voltaire.
He will 100% be in the Gunverse. When James Gunn was canceled, he was one of the more vocal people.
Oh yeah, he stood by him.
Yeah.
He said he was going to come back.
Oh yeah, the whole Guardian cast pretty much is.
But I think he's the one that started it though.
Yeah,
like,
I feel like
he's the most vocal. Yeah.
I think we could all agree that the best, the wrestler that was best as an actor was Jimmy Superfly Snuka, because he acted for years like he didn't kill somebody.
Oh God. I don't even know what you're talking about.
You know that he teaches high school now?
He's dead.
Well, he did teach high school. Oh no, sorry, that's Tito Santana who teaches high school. My mistake.
By the way, I sent you some good news, Max. I sent you 2 pieces of good news.
Okay, I'll check it out for sure.
very happy he'll come out and say, I deeply love this. I deeply love this. Have you heard that before?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, and when I hear that, I know, it just makes me feel good. I feel validated.
All right, that's great. All right, let's cover a few more things here, and then I'll check out what Evil Dead, the animated series, Cat snowboarding. That's good. That's good. That's great news. I had this for Perp. Sebastian Vanek, full creative freedom for his Evil Dead spinoff.
He always does that to every spinoff.
Last Airbender.
I can't wait to see that.
I don't remember. Oh, Tyra Banks show.
Oh, is that Kiss My Whatever?
Yeah. Disney buys 1.5 billion stake in Epic Games. We just covered. Oh, let's cover this before we get to what Joe's talking about, because this is significant. I want to talk about the Apple Pro, or what is it called?
The Apple Vision
Pro.
I'm so close to getting it. It's $4,000. I'm still not convinced.
I will say I've watched some videos, and even though I'm not getting it, I think it's the real deal, Voltaire. I think it's really next level.
I do.
I think this is the template. Of course, this is going to get refined, and I love seeing people in public wearing them and going like this to the air and look like such.
I'll never do that.
No, yes, you will. Yes, you will.
No.
Me and you watch Breaking Points. Soccer got one, and he did a mini.
Yeah, I saw that.
That was great. I like what it's. I think it's a start. I'm not going to pay $3,500 for it though. And then this post I retweeted because Matt Ramus, the apocalypse is coming. Look, people are going to be when this launches with it in. That's going to be something too. It's going to be like Ready Player One.
No, it's like that Marquise. What's his name? Marquise Brown. He's one of the best tech reviewers out there, and he said it's a glimpse into the future, and that kind of hit me. His reviews, I actually trust his reviews quite a bit. So,
well, they say this is more like augmented reality instead of virtual reality. Like you could put out of Sagar's video today, the guy on Breaking Points, he he took a picture on his iPhone of like the Joshua tree where that is, and it was in the background, and he was doing work there, and he was totally immersed in the area, and that was really soothing. But I also think if they combined augmented and virtual reality in the same headset, that's going to be next level too. Like, I don't know. That's the only thing I don't know about this. Does it do the virtual reality stuff too? Because I like virtual reality games.
I know for a fact it doesn't. There's been stuff on Twitter that it. Again, sorry, Rhea, there's a lady present, but the virtual reality adult stuff is not available on this device.
No, I mean the games. I mean the games. I wasn't even thinking about that. I'm talking about the games, like Beat Saber.
I think maybe I don't know. I think video games will come later when they do updates, probably. But so far, I mean, every review and stuff I see on social media, like people liking it and are enjoying it.
Yeah.
So hopefully, when they do like a second generation of this, they add more stuff, more feature, and stuff like that.
Yeah. So, oh, go ahead. Who was saying something?
Oh, I was just gonna say, I want to see some Ready Player One level type of immersion before,
Yes.
I get really excited, because right now all I'm seeing is, the Virtual Boy, but, like modernized, and that's, the Nintendo, sort of like console. So honestly, like I'm not super like wowie zowie about it yet until it gets to, the Ready Player One stuff.
Okay. Voltaire, do you think you're gonna pull the trigger? Or you're gonna wait till a second version of it?
I'm close to pulling the trigger. I got to tell you, it's $4,000. I'm just curious if the movies look if watching a movie looks immersive, it doesn't have to be VR for me. Then I'm kind of sold on it. I kind of want to.
Well, Sagar, the review I watched also said that you can watch movies, but because it takes up, it's like a huge. The downloads are pretty massive, so you can't have a lot of movies on your memory.
What, you can't just stream a movie on it?
No, it has to be downloaded.
Oh,
no, you can stream it. It has Disney Plus, Max, and everybody.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay.
I thought you could stream it through the browser.
But no, it'd be a browser floating there.
No.
But if you're talking about the immersive movie experience where it's just like the whole
that's
thing,
what I'm talking about.
That's where you have to download it.
I'm wondering how the comfort level of like the band around your head is for extended periods of time. Let's say you're watching a 2.5-3 hour movie versus the current gaming. This is an apparatus for gaming. You kind of play in short bursts for a lot of the games that are compatible with this device. So yeah, I would love to see reviews on it for that.
Joe, are you interested in this?
I don't know much about it.
I heard Leave It to Beaver launched with it. No, I'm just kidding. I know you love Leave It to Beaver. I'm just kidding. It's just augmented reality. It's just another thing where you could do multitask. Multitasking is a big part of it too. You can have your work here, you can have your Disney Plus on this side, and you are kind of closed off though with it on. It has the option to switch it that you can see. That's the other thing that's weird is there's an option where you could switch and see actually what's on the other side of the glasses, and it recreates what's out. It's like, okay.
Oh, yeah, that's been on the small. You could do that on iPhones for a long time. So yeah. It's a good feature.
Oh,
I'm not knocking. I'm not knocking Leave It to Beaver though, Joe. When I visit, we're gonna watch a few episodes for sure. That's been a while.
They got to be Larry Mondello episodes.
Does it have good special features on there?
Oh yeah.
Okay, I'd like to see the special features. All right, so let me see what Joe. Oh God. This is what you're talking. This is.
Yeah.
I would never buy this.
How could
I would
you
never
not
buy
that?
this ice cream cake. It's very disturbing.
How could you not buy that? If you were a kid in the 80s and you didn't have Cookie Puss as your birthday cake, you were the outcast. It was like, how
I would never buy this. Voltaire, would you show up to the party with this?
No, I don't see the football.
Yeah, but this is better. That's Cookie Puss. He's got cookies for. Go back to Cookie Puss. Look, he's got cookies for eyes. His eyes are cookies. He's got an ice cream cone for a nose. He's an extraterrestrial from the planet Birthday who came to Earth to celebrate your birthday. And he's lovable and delicious.
I would throw this away.
I'm driving 2 hours.
I'm not eating this.
I'm driving 2 hours next month just to get
This
myself
feels like the
on for
start
my
of our
birthday.
horror movie. You ate the Cookie Puss ice cream cake, and then he
Yeah,
called you.
the closest Carvel is 2 hours from me, and my birthday's next month. I'm gonna drive 2 hours because I want a Cookie Puss for my birthday.
Okay.
I think if someone gave me a slice of it and I didn't have to look at it, I would be okay with it.
If you did have to,
If you eat,
Oh, you don't want to dig into that eyeball, Rhea?
Yeah, if you eat the eyes first.
Do you want to
can't look-
watch like your pig get slaughtered before you eat the bacon? Like, come on.
Yeah, if you eat the eyes first, he can't look back at you.
Okay. Oh, thank you, Joe, for I did see this on Twitter. What is this?
This is the Ghostbusters Frozen Empire popcorn bucket from AMC. It's shaped like a ghost trap.
I thought someone made that. I didn't know it was officially from. That's
No,
real.
AMC
that's
is going to be
awesome.
selling them.
That's actually really cool.
I need that one. I need that one.
And that, yes, when Ghostbusters comes out, the day after my birthday, so I could go get a Cookie Puss and see Ghostbusters. It's like that's how you celebrate right there.
Who?
Joe, you're living the dream.
Yes. Who here collects popcorn buckets?
Okay, I have a Blue Beetle one, and I liked it because I was really anticipating that. So it's super cute. I love it when it looks like it has multiple features. Like it's a collectible that, can sit on your shelf. And like, you can utilize it for something else,
Ray, did you get the one that's shaped like the bug ship?
I did from
Me
Cinemark.
too.
Yeah.
Me too.
That Dune one's a little disturbing.
Oh yeah, well
They did that on purpose. That was intentional for viral marketing.
Yes.
Was it really?
This is from the Batman. You can eat your popcorn right out of Batman's cowl. And I have an Ant-Man one over on top of the Marvel machine.
What's the bottom part supposed to be to hold the popcorn?
Well, the popcorn is all held in the cranium. Like if you look under here, there's like a bottom there, so that you eat out of Batman's skull, I guess.
Got it.
It's kind of disturbing.
Yeah, a little bit.
It's cool. It's cool though. It's cool though. It really looks like Pattinson's, but no, this one looks. I'm pretty interested in this one. This one looks cool.
That one looks great.
Yeah.
And for the last Ghostbusters movie, AMC did the car. They had a popcorn bucket that was the car.
Okay, so that's that, and we'll do a few mailbag questions because I feel bad not doing any mailbag questions, and then we'll end in like 10 minutes. Give everyone a warning because I know it's a Thursday night. People who have things to do. Let me bring this up here. The mailbag. See what's in there. Almost there. We'll try to get a variety. I know you're in there, Jacob, and I appreciate you. We'll get Isaac first because he's just got one in there, and then Jacob, you have multiple. Jacob stays till the end for the mailbag, which I appreciate. Okay, let me bring this up here. All right, so Isaac, the biggest movie fan. Thoughts on trailer for A Quiet Place Day 1? How hyped are you for this movie? I really like the first movie. I like the second one. I'm not like thrilled that they did a prequel, but the cast seems legit. I didn't actually watch the trailer yet, though. I got to watch the trailer. Has anyone seen the trailer for Quiet Place Day 1? No.
No.
Did you see the original? Anyone see the original Quiet Place?
I saw the first two, but I'm surprised they're doing the prequel before the third one. That was interesting to me. It's like, how about you do the third one and then do the prequel?
I saw the first two in the theaters. The first one I thought was okay. I didn't love it. Second one I really didn't care for. I mean, I don't think that franchise isn't for me. Yeah, I just don't think I'm the target for that one.
Okay. I'm gonna do a trailer reaction on that one, Isaac, sometime this weekend because I want to do more reactions. I'm having a lot of fun doing that. I wasn't really like holding my breath for the third movie, but the cast, I can't remember. I remember looking at the cast. I'm like, oh, that's different. I might be interested, so I'm gonna check it out.
I will say this: there's a movie coming that I only know about because of Degrassi. Degrassi Knowles keeps in the chat writing about there's a horror movie coming called Apartment A. Was Apartment A something? I don't know. It's a prequel to Rosemary's
Yeah.
Baby, and I love Rosemary's Baby. I didn't even know this movie was being made until he started raving about it. He's saying it's going to be a terrific movie.
That's who, Anthony, that I couldn't remember. I remember seeing the cast. Lupita Nyong'o, I'm always intrigued when she joins the cast. And then there was someone else that was cast. I can't remember.
Joseph Quinn, the Stranger Things guy.
Oh yeah, I like him. I think there was another one too.
I forgot the guy from Shazam. Yeah, I forgot his name. I forgot the guy from.
So
Shazam.
that's
the
why
wizard,
I'm a little
the
more
wizard,
intrigued.
the wizard.
Oh yes, that's why.
Yeah.
Damon, yes.
Damon, yeah.
I can never pronounce his name correctly. So that's why I'm intrigued. The casting more than them making a third one. So actually, I kind of like rooting. I'm kind of wanting to see it more than they would just do Quiet Place 3. Honestly, because of the cast.
I'm hoping Damon Hanzu does a convention this summer, Max, because I really want to get you an autographed picture of him as Wonder Woman.
That was the worst parts of that movie. That was horrendous. I did not like the joke. It was like, okay. Well, I got what they were going for. I just didn't like it. All right, so Jacob McKenzie says, thoughts on Donald Glover thinks he's too old to play Spider-Man. He thinks a Miles Morales live action is coming, but thinks Sony will want him to play Prowler.
I mean, he made a cameo as the Prowler in Across the Spider-Verse. So yeah, and plus they already confirmed a Miles Morales movie is coming within. I believe it's going to be in the MCU and then with the MCU. I know Williams think that's going to be in the Sonyverse. No, they have a great relationship with Marvel. They're going to keep doing that in there. So
I'll tell you. I also think that the guy who does the voice in the animated movies, Shamik Moore, I think he's too old. He's almost 30.
yeah, he's not going to play. He's not going to play him in live action. I think they're going to get
one thing
they're
for
gonna
sure.
They're going to get a Puerto Rican actor to play Miles and stuff like that. Which that's what they should. Yeah.
Miles is like I believe the younger generation's the most popular Spider-Man, I believe.
He's a huge character. I'd be surprised if Sony collaborating with Marvel for him. I think they want to keep him to themselves.
I'm very intrigued. I love the anime version. I still didn't play when I bought the PS5 off of Cyrus. I bought Miles Morales, but I never played it because I wanted to finish Spider-Man first. But I want to play that game. I got to get to that game. It looks really good.
The game was good. I would love to if they made a sequel to that. But the second game is great for the storyline they got for that.
Jacob McKenzie says, thoughts on David Leitch is in talks to direct the new Jurassic World movie in theaters July 2nd, 2025. I don't want to I'm not rooting against the movie. I just don't care at this point.
The
last Jurassic World was just so bad for me. And I don't like the trash movies. I like to try to find the good. But when there's the new Jurassic World characters and the Jurassic Park trilogy characters all walking around or trying to get away from a T-Rex, and then Chris Pratt going like this, holding up his hand. It's like it's absolutely ridiculous, and it took all the scariness out of the dinosaurs. It was so bad. It was so bad. I mean, it's worked for a little bit with Chris Pratt. Like, hold on, I've trained you, Raptor. You're not going to attack me because we have a bond. Then when he starts doing that through all three movies to stop dinosaurs with his hand, it's like it's and then everyone's doing this, walking around the car like this. The whole cast of every Jurassic Park movie is walking around the car, where the T-Rex is just not going to rip you apart. It was so lame.
I did not like that last one.
No, I can't even rewatch it.
I will say what I say every time they make a new Jurassic Park movie. I say this every time they make a new Jurassic Park. If they're going to make a Jurassic Park 7, I want Samuel L. Jackson to come back with a robot arm. We never saw him die. We just saw his severed arm. He's got to come back with a robot arm, and he's really like, I'm here looking for the dinosaur that took my arm. And then he's got his robo arm, and he's using his robo arm to like punch dinosaurs and tear their still beating hearts out with the robo arm. Come on.
I think there was a missed opportunity to show Dr. Ian Malcolm's daughter from Lost World too. When we saw the announcement for the third Jurassic World movie, I saw the actress who ended up being a completely different character,
Yeah.
and I was under the impression that, oh, that's his daughter grown up, but no, it wasn't.
Yeah, that I agree, missed opportunity. Because they brought him back. Why they just completely abandoned that he had a daughter? I think I don't remember him even mentioning it.
Maybe part 7 should be about Tim all grown up, and now he's a paleontologist.
Oh, this is good news because there's going to be Empire Magazine, I believe, is saying, "Oh, hello there. There's going to be some Star Wars news tomorrow."
Oh, it's probably gonna be the TV stuff. I don't. think
Everyone
it's gonna
says it's
be-
the Acolyte, but Ewan McGregor has been saying he wants to do another season of Obi-Wan. I wish it was that. It's most likely.
Yeah, I
the
don't think there's
Acolyte.
gonna be another season. Nah. I
We
think this
probably
is gonna
won't see
be
it.
yeah, it probably will be the Acolyte, the Skeleton Crew that's coming out this year, and that's it.
But he's basically asking for a Snyder Cut style campaign here.
Mhm.
So
I'd love it.
says, thoughts on Ewan McGregor says he really wants to do another season of Obi-Wan Kenobi. Let's hope they do another one. Can everyone write to Disney? Yes.
I
Ewan
think it's
McGregor is
inevitable.
asking. You think it's inevitable?
I think it's not. I think we got to wait a couple of years, but I think it's inevitable because the character's too popular.
And he's so great in that role.
This is interesting quote here, Jacob McKenzie. Thank you again so much. Max, thoughts on Gatton Matarazzo says Stranger Things needs to kill more characters.
That's the
This
point.
show would be so much
That's
better
the
if
point.
the stakes were much higher. Like at any moment, any of these kids can kick it. We're all too safe.
He knows because he's the main character in the show as well. So it's fine.
Well,
He's right.
it's the
He's
final
right.
season, so they definitely could, right?
Yeah, I mean, why wouldn't? I mean,
He's right. He's right.
I don't want to root for fictional characters that are children to die. But I understand.
Contrary to popular belief, Gatton Matarazzo from Stranger Things is not related to Heather Matarazzo. They are not at all related. Did you know that?
Good. I don't know. I didn't know the other person's name. I don't know who you're talking about.
I don't understand the reference, Joe.
I don't.
Heather, the actress Heather Matarazzo. She played Wiener Dog in Welcome to the Dollhouse.
Relief. I don't know.
And she was Randy in the Scream movies. But yeah, people always think they're related.
Thank God you cleared that up. I appreciate it. I thank you, Joe. All right, we'll do two more, and then we're gonna head off. Here we go. Dave Bautista, because we were covering that. Thoughts on Dave Bautista on possibly joining the DCU? I would love to work with James again, whether it's DC Universe or not. I just love James Gunn. He's an incredible director, and we have a camaraderie that's priceless. So to work with him again, I mean, I'd do it for free. But we just haven't had the conversations. He's on top of DC now. He's doing his thing. I'm trying to grind along in my processing, but I'm always open-minded, and I've expressed that to him.
I think I mean, in the future, I could see him join, but as of now, it's like I'd rather him do more like good acting in other movies,
Yeah.
So
I would love to see him in the Matt Reeves trilogy.
Oh, that would be
people
great.
are talking
That would be
about
great.
him being what's that character's the villain's
Hugo
name?
Strange.
Hugo Strange. Yes.
Yeah, he does. He does it because he has the white beard and stuff like that.
Yeah.
and the little
I think that would
glasses.
be great.
Yes.
I'm wondering. Oh, sorry. I know you.
Go
wanted
ahead.
to
No, go ahead.
I was just going to speculate. Maybe Gunn wants Batista to transcend out of the CBM genre. But anyway, continue.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
No,
I mean-
he is challenging himself
Yeah,
to
he's
more than
challenging.
yes.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I would love to see him back in the comic book war, but I just like do other stuff, then come back and enjoy.
All right, and then this is the final question mailbag, and then we'll head off. And I appreciate everyone supporting the stream tonight. So Jacob says thoughts on games that Microsoft is considering to bring to PlayStation. Not like I don't see how this is a bad thing that Xbox is considering this, especially with that new Indiana Jones game coming out. I know how many Indiana Jones fans there are that transcend platform of Sony, PlayStation, Nintendo. So it'd be great if Indiana Jones in the Great Circle ends up on another platform. Starfield, Hi-Fi Rush, Sea of Thieves, Gears of War. This is a great time. More people are going to be able to play these games.
Xbox being
least
fraud.
What's that, Anthony?
They fraudulent. That they should have just keep these games exclusive to the console and the consumers. Now I saw
I don't think they should launch day one, but exclusive run.
I mean, look. I see every Xbox fans like I'm out F Xbox. I'm selling my Xbox and getting PlayStation now. Good luck. I saw that on social media.
I'm holding on to mine.
I devil's advocate again. I think Microsoft acknowledges that they've made the bulk of their money on these games, and that's why they're willing to license them out.
So
yeah.
So pretty much, Microsoft just defeated. I mean, to be fair, they
defeated.
They defeated. They lost the gaming war.
They bought Activision.
And where is the games for those companies?
They
all
just
in the Call
bought
of Duty,
them.
all in the Call of Duty, all in the Call of Duty.
This is. Oh, I start a comment here. I got to end with this here. Thank you, Jacob McKenzie, because I would have forgot. Let me see. I don't play Fanboy Wars. I get all the. I can't afford it anymore. But I used to get all the consoles, so I didn't have to play these stupid games. I did. I have a Sony and I have a Sony and an Xbox.
Yeah.
I actually buy Sony products first ahead of Xbox, but I don't see why this is a great thing, especially with my prediction that you're at least going to see Game Pass on Switch 2. I really think that's a strong possibility. They've hinted at it in the past. They've worked together in the past. I think Nintendo would love that too. And then the pressure is going to be on Sony when they have Game Pass, where, for instance, all right, let's consider this. If they do Game Pass, not Microsoft, a Game Pass exclusive, that you could play a game, Indiana Jones, if you own Game Pass, and then you can log on your PlayStation. But then you can't actually buy the game until the exclusivities off of Game Pass. Then there'll be pressure for Sony to get Game Pass on its system too. And then the console war is irrelevant once you get the Game Pass on the PlayStation.
It's not, Max.
No,
I mean, to be
it's
fair,
irrelevant. The console war is irrelevant the day
because
Game
they
Pass
lost,
actually
because they
appears
lost,
on a Sony
because they
platform
lost.
as an app.
Because they lost the console war. They have no games for the Xbox One. Let's be honest. They don't even have that much games for this generation Xbox other than
I
Indiana
agree.
Jones coming.
They've struggled yes.
Yeah, the struggle. Other than the Indiana Jones coming out later this year, that's the only thing they got that's going to PlayStation as well.
Forza has done. I think Forza has kind of upped the ante on Gran Turismo.
Yeah, but where's the new Forza? Nowhere to be found. So.
The next Halo.
And
don't overcount Halo out.
Halo's dead.
It's not
zero
dead.
for the next.
It's
underperformed.
Yes,
it's dead. It hasn't been
You're
zero.
such a Sony fanboy,
No,
Anthony. You're such a. You and Bruce are such Sony. I'm not a fanboy. I like them all. Like I don't understand. Like as someone that owns both systems, I love the service Game Pass, especially if you're trying to save some money. I stopped buying new games. Yeah.
I do agree with you, Max. I guess I can understand where Anthony's coming from. There has to be like integrity in your brand. Like it doesn't show confidence in you as a publisher if you're just willing to kind of harvest all these different IPs just for the purpose of licensing them out. Have something special that is unique to your brand. Like I think that's why a lot of people have so much respect for Sony and Nintendo, because they have their proprietary IPs that we probably in the near future may not ever see on any other platforms. And I think that's why there's this sort of tribalism behind it. Yeah.
All right. I think it's definitely a balance that they have to still offer what's the word, value to their day one. Like they have to have exclusivity for the Microsoft fans first, or benefits to the Microsoft fans first before it's on other platforms. But it's definitely a balance. But I would applaud if Nintendo did something similar. I would love that. I'm very happy that more people are going to play these games. They spent so much money acquiring these big franchises. And honestly, what their plan is, Anthony, because they own so many IPs, this is more likely that some of those franchises are not going to sit on the shelf because it's got more opportunity for customers if they're on other platforms. So people that were concerned that they bought Activision, BioWare, and some of these franchises are going to be shelved for a while, there's a greater opportunity that your franchise is going to come back if Microsoft has more success as in on more platforms. PC, Sony, Nintendo, that's going to have a greater chance of success, in my opinion, that you'll see your franchises come back.
There's talk of them working with Nintendo. I thought Nintendo really tried to keep everything exclusive.
Yeah, Nintendo on Nintendo's platform.
No, they're keeping this stuff exclusive. They just
Xbox could appear on. Oh, go ahead, Joe.
I just want to say I'm gonna take off. It's getting pretty late. So.
All right, thank you, Joe. I'll talk soon.
Have a good
Just
night.
no, Xbox wants to have their Game Pass on the Switch and other games on there. So yeah.
But that's also with them acquiring this many studios, there is a chance that you won't get to see everything. But I think the chances go up with Xbox appearing on more platforms. That's my final thought. Anyone else have final thoughts before we wrap this up?
It's hard to bet against Microsoft. Sorry.
Yeah. All right. Well, go check out Rhea's channel because eventually she'll return. I think she's just been busy.
She returned from Hawaii.
Yeah.
I did. Yeah. Check me out on Twitter. That's where I post where I do panels and things like that. So, and share, what I'm interested in. That's probably the best place to catch me.
Cool. It was great seeing you have so much fun. I don't know if I would have. I'm like, man, I wish I would have had the courage to get on that zip line and all that other stuff. I was like, I don't know. That was great.
Oh, it was great. I loved it. That was my first time too.
Oh. All right. Thank you, Anthony, for joining us. I took a lot of. I appreciate you accepting the L on The Rock.
I didn't take the L.
He made you a mark earlier. You did a great job covering it today, Anthony. Thank you. And if you haven't checked out, we did some next level reporting with the Law and Order on the Gina Carano versus Lucasfilm. I don't know if you checked that out. Voltaire broke it down. Oh,
yes,
you did? Yes.
Such a good show. Please, y'all go watch it. It was so mind-blowing how in-depth y'all got. Voltaire and Brucifer offered a lot of great insight into that pending case.
Yeah, Law and Order. Let's hope we that has to be a show.
And look, I'm biased, obviously, but I've watched other channels break it down, and there is at least one other channel who went through the complaint, but they went through it biased, like I thought they would. And I got to tell you, we went through it better than anybody else that I've seen so far.
Mm-hmm. So we will let Voltaire take us out.
Good night and good luck, everybody.